All right, you guys. We are back. We are back. I tell you what, I got this one chick I've been talking to from Sao Paulo, and she literally texts me at the worst times. Like she just texts me as soon as the live stream started. And fuckboy game is to not respond. Correct. So if you guys are watching, put a one in the chat. If you guys, I don't know why it feels so hot in here. If you guys are watching, put a one in the chat. We're gonna discuss the difference between because we've been having some people leave comments saying Austin doesn't get the quality women that he could get because he doesn't.
Not patient enough.
Not, I'm basically not, and I know I'm not patient enough for
patience.
sure. Zero patience, especially. We'll get into some stories. Well, I get into a story right now. When we were at the club Saturday, I had really three, but I had two options. There was a chick that was a solid 8, nice body, good face, very nice body. And then there was another one that was okay in the face, decent body. Of course the latter was the one with the super high interest. Was able to take her home within 2 minutes, or at least get her to agree. And then 15 minutes later, we went home. But the other one that was more attractive, a lot more attractive, started flirting a little bit, and then she cut it cold turkey with me and just stopped flirting. And so I was just like, okay, well, she stopped flirting with me. That's the end of the story. Now there could have been a way for me to. I can't even fathom this. There could have been a way for me to probably, speak to her later on or something, sweet talk or crack a joke. But honestly, to keep it short, man, I really don't give a damn enough. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go with the easier one because I like easy.
The path of least resistance.
The path of least resistance. And the easier one is the wetter one, too. Would you agree with that?
That the easier they are, that the easier they are, the wetter they are. Was that the question?
Yeah.
I can't call that one. I mean, I will say this honestly. This is kind of a random thing. Not really answering, which is to answer that. I don't really fucking know, but somewhat kind of related. I notice a lot of the dates where it's clearly very, very boring. There's literally like no chemistry or connection between us at all. I just want to get the fuck out of there. So I'm like, well, Hail Mary. Like, I never want to see this person ever again because it's like pulling teeth. I'm like, cool. So I'm going to pay the bill and let's just get out of here. We'll chill on my balcony and drink wine on my balcony. Drink wine on my balcony, AKA like they know what they came for type of thing. And it's like a 90% success rate. And you think like, damn, the chemistry was so bad. They were so boring. But I guess in their mind, they're thinking something different because I don't know, from their low IQ brain, they're like, this is how it always is. But I'm used to like a higher level of simulation when I'm around higher IQ people. And those bitches are wet and they go, and that's always good sex. But no, I can't really call it between, what was it, like easier girls getting wetter? Maybe they're just more promiscuous. Maybe they're more hoes. They're just more thirsty for cock.
Could be. It could be. Let us know what you guys think in the chat. We're slow on. Maybe I need to title this. We're gonna retitle this live stream because enough people are not showing up like y'all should, or I could just give it time.
Was it? It's a Monday night.
Monday. Usually they show up though.
It's not that late in the States though, is it? What is it like? Is it 8:30 East Coast time? I believe so, right? So yeah, it should be late enough.
The only game you need abroad.
Only game you need abroad. What do you want to talk about? The original topic, or what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, the original topic still.
All right, let's introduce it then. So the original topic, I guess, which is now not the title of the stream anymore, is Lover Boy Game versus F Boy Game. Lover Boy Game being on this side of the equation, F Boy Game, Fuck Boy Game, for those who can't read between the lines on this side. And why don't we define each one? You can define F Boy Game first, and then I'll define Lover Boy Game. And we'll kind of do like a hive mind and talk about the differences, the advantages of each one, and the disadvantages, of course.
My type of game is tourist energy. It's very direct. very impatient, very straight to the point, which is direct. Very suggestive if it's not direct, meaning that I'm going to say something slick very soon to gauge your interest. And if you don't respond the way I want to, I'm also uninterested. Now that doesn't if you just didn't catch it and you come back like, oh, okay, she just, because some chicks just don't catch things. Okay, I'm not gonna be butthurt. I'm just gonna be like, oh, okay, well, she's not that interested in me, so I walk off.
Comments already making me laugh. Do you want to elaborate more? Or?
I mean, I do flirt, of course. Obviously, you got to do some level of that. I do flirt, but like me laying in the bed, rolling my legs around while we're on the phone under the sheets at night, I haven't done that in a while. But when I was doing the type of things that you're about to describe, I used to warm them up. Also, my game is, if she doesn't smash me first date, I've lost a lot of interest. Mm-hmm. Depending on where I'm at.
You say it's more asshole game, I think, right? It would be the game that would work in Vegas. Like, hey, I'm the bad boy. I'm in town for one night. You get one shot and that's it, baby. Like, it's going to be you. I came to you first, but if it's not you, it's going to be somebody else, because to be honest, you're not that special, and kind of get them chasing, and you're pushing them off. You're arrogant. You're brash. You're kind of aloof. And I guess like rock stars could be famous for playing this type of game. And rock stars would be the ideal epitome of F-boy game, because they're going from city to city, show to show. And they're almost like creating like a bit of a competition. They're more of a challenge, and they create a lot more attraction that way at the sacrifice of a lot of comfort. And not to go too down the rabbit hole, but a lot of, game has been talked about a lot of times. You need a balance of, some level of attraction. She has to see you as an attractive guy that makes her pussy wet, but there's also got to be some comfort, because if there's no comfort, it's like, it depends what stage of her life she's in, the environment, how drunk she is. But a lot of girls are like, okay, I can get a good piece of dick anywhere. Like what's special about that? So that's where, comfort comes in the equation. And anyway, that's anything you want to add before we start finding Loverboy game? I think we talked about F-boy game pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll talk about Loverboy game too, and then you can elaborate it. So Loverboy game is, the opposite of that, right? The other spectrum where, even my buddies Fresh and Fit talk about this. No matter how much of a hoe a girl is, at the end of the day, most girls want a relationship. Sex and getting dick down by a guy, even a fairly high value guy. Because mind you, these athletes and, high value guys, that they'll fuck 6s and 7s sometimes, so it'll make it really, really easy for them. Hence, path of least resistance we were talking about. But comfort, Loverboy game, making them feel special. This can be very, very advantageous, especially if you want a lot of the higher quality girls. Like, anybody notice that when you go into an environment like a house party or a frat party or a club, typically something I noticed, the absolute hottest girls are usually accompanied there with a guy. Have you noticed that?
It's usually true.
Yeah, it's something that I kind of noticed. Like at a frat party in college, like always the hottest girls are with their boyfriends. And by putting more comfort in the equation, that can be more interesting, right? So maybe you're not the sexiest physical specimen, you're not the highest status guy in the environment, you're not the DJ, you're not the promoter, but the connection could be just as high value as that to her. Like the connection you share with one girl is valuable to her. You don't have general value in the environment in the club, but you have extra value to her. And it's a good way to, like you don't have the most money, you don't have the most, you're not the best looking, but you create that comfort, you create that connection. At the end of the day, we're all emotional creatures, women especially, and that connection can pay dividends, and you can get you a lot of girls that you may not would have gotten otherwise, just relying on superficial things.
Okay, let me read a couple of these super chats. Brofessor says, follow the pretty people, name a good spot there. We will here in just a second. Thank you for the super chat, but the hookah lounge, I guess, was a good spot we went to the other day. I don't remember the name of that place.
I don't even do night game anymore, bro.
Yeah, me.
I mean, bars maybe, but not clubs.
Yeah, bars are cool. Theo says, what's your guys' take on having to follow up at all for dates? The older I get, the more I just walk away at the first sign of BS, which is my game. Even if you slept with her, it doesn't seem to improve, unburdened by deep thought. I would agree with you.
Yeah. At this one, I'm 36 years old. I have very little time for girls that, when I say at least semi something long term with. So if I couldn't have at least like a pretty good fling of at least at the very fucking least, 3 to 6 weeks with a girl, if I don't see that type of potential, if she's not beautiful enough to put into my content, if she is beautiful enough to put in my content, but again, too unburdened by deep thoughts, pulling my, teeth out, it's like more, I'd rather go to like a dentist and get a root canal than stay another fucking second with this bitch. Then yeah, I'm out of there. So I'm on the same page as you.
I would agree. But I'm wondering, Theo, if you're on the same page as me when it comes to the first sign of BS. Like I told you, I might say something to gauge the interest, or Casey knows, like my approaches can literally last 5 seconds. Because I say one thing, okay, I'm not even gonna try. No, it's an instinct at this point. And even no matter how pretty she is, I don't even try. Maybe one day I'll grow out of that, but right now I'm not. What do you think?
Think about what? Think about.
Do you think I should try?
Oh, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I think Austin, you clearly have game. You have a masculine frame. You have confidence. You roll up to the girls. You're not goofy. You're not weird. You're very centered. You're calm. And you talk to the girls as if you already kind of know them. You're not like putting on this performance. Like you're not one way with me when we're chilling around the mall and then, put on your pickup cape and you're like, well, I'm Austin and well, what's that right there? Oh, like you're very calm and centered. But I have noticed that exactly the same things you said too. If you don't get like an immediate choosing signal, or she's having you jump through any hoops or any bit of resistance, you're kind of just like, oh, okay, well, I'll just go find more girls. And I would say, that's fine if she's like, if you're like looking for an easy kill, like, oh, she's a 6.5. If she's with it, cool. If she's like, that's how my thing is too. If she's like a 6.5 and she's just super with it, it's going to be super easy to layup, I'll take it. But, putting up with shit tests, sticking in the pocket a little bit and, dealing with a little bit of adversity would probably net you some hotter chicks at a higher effort, at also wasting your time with some girls. So there's benefits to everything. But yeah, I think that, hotter girls are naturally going to be more difficult. And if you stick in there longer, in the long run, you'll get hotter girls. Not that you don't get hot girls already, but you know what I'm trying to say.
So by wasting time, do you mean that like eventually I'm trying to change this girl's mind and eventually it just never comes about?
So exactly. So there's something one of my mentors talked about called the hot girl blase, which is just kind of like, oh, oh yeah, cool. Oh, That's the hot girl blase. They don't give you a lot to work with. And you might interpret that as she's not interested. It's not a choosing signal. She's trying to make me worth it. She's not with it. She's not about that life. I got a flight to another city in a day anyway. Why waste my time? But it could just be standard hot girl blase where she's just not used to having to put forth a lot of effort and carry on the conversation. Hot girls are used to just kind of coasting through life in general, especially in conversations with men. So you may interpret her hot girl blase as a missed opportunity. On the counter argument, though, it may actually not be hot girl blase, and you could be wasting your time by sticking in there. So I think you'll waste more time, but you'll also get maybe a few girls that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Benefits, pros and cons, everything.
So what do you do in that scenario? Because I used to try when I was younger. I used to try to kind of. I tell you what. Before I left the States, I couldn't pick up when a chick was not interested because the way how they act there. A chick could be literally writing letters home to her mom about you. When you see her, you're like, doesn't seem like she likes me.
Culture, yeah.
So whenever I went to Brazil and came back, I got so spoiled to the point like, oh no, I've seen chicks that showed a lot of interest and there was no doubt about it. If they are, because this does still happen even in Brazil and in Kenya and places like that, the more attractive they are, the shorter the conversations are, the shorter the responses. What should I do? How do I just break? Because I don't have the patience, but if I wanted to have that patience, how would I break that in?
You're talking about an online, in-person day game?
In-person
In-person day game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you notice how I think you pointed this out. I try to make them laugh a lot, maybe add more humor. The thing could be too is that it's kind of like you're about to approach a stranger and you know that you're about to step up and start a conversation. You've mentally prepared yourself for this and you do it habitually. She could be kind of like a deer in headlights. She could actually really like you. And again, it could be hot girl blase because she's not interested, hot girl blase because she's hot, or it could be hot girl blase because she's just kind of like random for man has approached me, like fight or flight. Does he, want to assault me, or is he friendly? Like, what's going on? And it's after COVID, everyone's more awkward. So I would say, yeah, just relax, stick in there, try to make them laugh. And it's calibration. You're a very calibrated guy, and stick in there a bit longer. And then, if it's like I said, we're talking about specifically a day game thing, go for a close, or even go for an Insta date, depending on, if she's alone and she was just kind of wandering aimlessly, be like, hey, like, you want to grab, a cup of coffee, or go, you hungry? You can grab something, eat real quick. Oh, if she says yes to the Insta date, I guess you figured out. Or if she goes, oh no, but take my Instagram, and where are you from? That's another thing too, whether it's online or in person. The second that they start asking you questions, how old are you? Where are you from? Any question, that's when you just go like this and you go, you just lean back. Because if she wanted you to leave and she didn't want the conversation to continue, she would not be trying to ascertain information from you and prolong the conversation.
I would agree. So that's part of I told you one of my strategies that I'll do is I'll walk up and I'll ask a chick generic question like, hello, how are you?
Just that.
Yeah, and the thing is, if it's silent like that, after she tells me, no. If she just says like good, then I'll just sit there. And I will purposely make it awkward, because for some reason, when I purposely make it awkward, they're like, oh, well, why is he looking at me like that? Oh shit, yeah, I'm sorry, how are you? Like, some people just don't have conversation skills, especially women, especially attractive women. But then I'll do it again. What's your name? If she just tells me her name and she doesn't ask me back, then usually I just walk off. But if I want the more attractive chicks, I do have to have more patience but we're not even in the topic yet. We're not even in the topic. We're on one part. Because we're not even discussing this part yet.
We vaguely define what they are.
Theo says, some pursuing is okay, but not being a dancing monkey. What's you guys' take on women that want the princess treatment? Recently dealt with a chick that was like this in Peru. We went on 9 dates, decided it's not for me. I hope you smash, man. Do agree with Casey. They tend to be above 7s.
So yeah, what's our take on princess girls who are kind of demanding princess treatment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my take on girls. I mean, like, how much are they? Do you say demanding? That want princess treatment? Okay, so put it this way, right? When a girl's with you and she's in your frame, and I guess let me define that for people who don't know. When a woman's in your frame, she looks up to you like daddy. You're daddy. She's gonna assimilate and absorb your political views, your takes on things. She's gonna look at you for a source of authority and guidance, like leader. That's why she looks at you as daddy. That's what you call the shots, and she listens. She's in your frame. Once a girl's in your frame, your company should be enough for her. She should, in theory, rather be, underneath a bridge with you than in the Ritz-Carlton with, a chump. But, not to go too extreme, right? Like, one thing I'll say is, like, if you want to get flaked fewer on dates, offer the first date to at least somewhat fairly fancy place. Don't spend a ton of money on these hoes, but there is a balance, and the beautiful girls are always gonna kind of get more. But again, depends on it's very easy for me to come to Manaus and have a gorgeous girl be totally in my frame, right? And not have to spend money or fall into anything where I'm like, hurting my wallet by hanging out with her, by taking to too many places or paying for her hair and nails and stuff. So it's easy to talk when I'm here. Back in Sao Paulo, a beautiful girl is gonna have so many options in a big city like that. I would say, I'm kind of giving a vague answer. I guess I'm going around here. Focus more on your frame and the charisma and the experience and the connection you provide the girl, and that should win overall. And do take her some nice shit. And it's not even has to be like per se expensive. It has to be special. Like an example I give, if you know she loves samba music or pagode music, I would take a girl for it in this example in Sao Paulo to this place called Beco de Batman, where they have live samba and pagode and something that's so special, you know, and that's free. You can just go over there and, you know, listen to that music and dance to that. And that would be like a special thing. But if they're kind of like being insistent on princess treatment, again, assuming you're not taking her to fucking McDonald's, if you're doing pretty normal stuff and the restaurants are above average and they're pretty nice, but she's always demanding more and more and more and more, red flag, I would say.
He said he smashed twice, but it was too much effort. 4 of those dates were at the apartment, and 4 were at restaurants. 1 was a movie.
Ozzy said, Casey, when's the last time you cold approached? When was the last time I cold approached, Austin?
Today.
How long ago?
Like an hour ago, 2 hours ago.
Yeah, an hour ago. She's actually texting us right now. I would show the Instagram, but you fucking simps would
oh, she's bad.
Rat me out. Yeah, she's bad as fuck. Casey talking about Brazil, yeah, he can't dance. Listen, obviously I can't fucking dance. Look at that. Can you see that color? Come on now. Need a little bit more melanin if you want to dance.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I'm black and I can't dance at all. But yes, we do cold approach in Brazil. I haven't been back to Rio or Salvador since I've gotten back on cold approaches, so that's a different thing. Who is the right guy to date nines? Like, what guy has the time? Like, what does his life look like that can actually withstand the fancy restaurant and the cons? Because you have to do stuff to keep them a lot more than you would a 7.
Yeah, definitely. They're more maintenance, but it also comes down to, and let's talk about normal cities, because I would say in Manaus, just being a 5'11", decently in shape white guy with blue eyes is enough here. And I could take her to one of the fanciest restaurants in town. It would probably be $20 to $25 a plate, maybe $30 a plate at the most here. But in a normal city, it's a keep, you know, when I say normal city, I mean a city where dating isn't extremely easy because you went out to the middle of the fucking Amazon rainforest. Any city where there's, you know, relative competition from locals or other tourists. Yeah, I'll just wrap up. I don't want to give another long-winded answer. Just balance, right? Take her to pretty nice places. Get her fucking nails done once in a while. Don't go overboard. If she's too demanding about it, it's a red flag.
Do you think she'll be loyal with that, though?
Again, I think it's frame, bro. I think because at the end, here's the thing, right? When my buddies, you know, on their podcast, the Fresh and Veil, say, you know, they'll go around the panel, you know, they'll ask all the girls on the podcast, would you let your man, you know, fuck other girls, open relationship for him with limitations? He's not to date them for a long period of time. He wears a condom, etc. But he fucks other girls, you don't. Oh, hell no. If he fucking other bitches, I'm gonna be fucking other da-da-da. Okay, gotcha. So none of you agree. What if your boyfriend was Drake? Then would you be loyal to him and let him fuck other girls? Okay, well, if it was Drake, you know, that's different. Oh, but why is that? It all comes down to value. Now, you can never generally have the value that Drake has, obviously, to the world, but the connection that you can forge with a girl and having her in your frame after a few weeks of dating, after 6 months of dating her, you like there are plenty of women who would not leave their man for Drake. That, like, you know, if they had met their man and Drake at the same time on the same night, they would have picked Drake hands down. But now, after the fact that they know their man, they have that connection with him, that man, because of the connection, because of the Loverboy game, we'll talk about this, has more value than Drake. So again, I think it's all about frame. And I think if you have that amazing connection with them, you know, girls fall in love, even hoes fall in love. And, you know, I wouldn't say like in a city like Miami per se, you could, but Miami's not a normal city. We're talking about like a normal city. I would say like a city like Manila, Sao Paulo, Mexico City. Yeah, I think if and again, you have to be a high value. You'd have to be on your P's and Q's. We can find what that means. But yeah, that's my 2 cents anyway.
Damn it, I forgot my question. Do you think that it's better? This is my question. Do you think it's better to just settle with a 7 or an 8?
Well, an 8 is not settling. 8s are gorgeous.
They are.
8s are out of 7s, even not damn near settling. My thoughts on settling, quote unquote, are this: you have to look in the mirror, you have to be honest, and you have to understand, like, know thyself type of thing. And I know myself in the sense that if I'm not like obnoxiously attracted to a woman, then I won't be able to love her. I won't be able to feel those like emotions of like I want to care for her and protect her and provide for her. So I have to be with a beautiful girl, but I say beautiful, I mean, a hard 7.5 to an 8 or better if there's to be any long-term potential. And, the way you quote unquote make a sacrifice is like moving to a small town, going out with a girl that maybe doesn't speak the same language of you. And there's kind of like an annoying, language barrier sometimes. And you put up with, you settle on those things versus like a girl that would speak English, but wasn't as attractive. On the same token, maybe it's the other way around. Maybe you just know you're a guy that doesn't need an insane physical beauty, and you would settle on looks to some degree to have a girl that maybe is more convenient. She lives locally to you. She speaks English, maybe not from a small town, but higher IQ. But it's about knowing yourself, and you just can't have it all, man. You're gonna have to eventually, when some of us guys are as bad as the girls, in America, with how selective they are,
Okay. So, what are the benefits of your side? I think you already touched on this, of being the lover boy instead of the guy like Austin that's just using his tourist excuse to sleep with women.
Yeah, you said the benefits of the Loverboy game.
Yeah.
I think you get hotter women, and I think you get more fulfilling relationships. And I mean, they each have their own place, and it depends on the phase that you're in. You don't have to deceive these women and lie to them and all this stuff. If you truly just want to be a traveling dick that goes from city to city, and whoever wants to get on top of you can get on top of you, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think the benefits of a Loverboy game is, I think you just get hotter chicks. I think that, again, it's all about value, right? And if you can't earn enough value to be a sex worthy guy from height, perfect jawline, muscles, wealth, fame, then you can earn your value through connection, and we've all seen it before a million times, where we've all seen beautiful women with guys that are not traditionally super good looking.
I wanted to do a poll. I can't even do a poll. Just having 2 YouTube accounts.
Everyone's going to say that Loverboy game is for simps.
Well, so what I was going to say is, I wanted to talk about this. Put a 1 in, this is the natural poll. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys believe that the social circle. I heard Marty McFly yesterday talking about social circle being a benefit dating in South America. And put a 1 in the chat if you believe that the social circle is a reliable, beneficial source of getting women.
Yeah, I'm hear what they say.
Oh, now she says she can't come.
Oh, she's gonna come on the live with us?
What? No, I was gonna Uber her at 9 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Okay, so 1 was if they do think it's a good way, right?
Yeah, if they're pro social circle.
Okay. Now, for the guys saying in the 1, let's say put a 7 if you've had like consistently good results from it.
Somebody says social circle game is for lazy guys. I can agree. That is how you can meet higher quality women. Let's argue, Wesner. Let's argue. You know what? Well, no, we can't have Wesner call in.
Let's have him call in.
We could have Wesner call in. Let's argue. And I'm going to tell you guys, Casey and I pretty much agree on this. We were talking about this before we went live. Dr. Durden, Marty McFly, this guy named Patrick that's in the chat I seen yesterday. And yeah, just them. that so far, maybe some other people, but they were like, yeah, I was telling Austin, like Marty McFly didn't say this, but the other guys, yeah, Austin, you need to get cool with the local guys so they can turn you on to their sisters and their cousins and their homegirls. Let me tell you something. Number one, most of the time, the only way another man's going to turn you on to other women is if he's gay. That's pretty much, and so if you're in Africa, you can forget about that. Not too many gay dudes running around there, at least not openly. Now, if you're in Brazil, it's a very effective tool. I've seen it Saturday, and I had it myself. You know, I've had gay men in Brazil turn me on to dozens of women. Only thing is, do you want to hang around a gay dude all the time? Because now you might have some confusion. Hopefully not within yourself, but other people, you know, Casey been around that guy for a while. He's been around him for a couple of weeks every day. Then another thing about if it's a straight, I've never had a straight guy in Kenya, Tanzania, Brazil, Paraguay, anywhere I stayed longer than 3 months. I've never had a straight guy. Like, oh yeah, you need to meet my cousin.
Yeah.
And
I just have an army of hot girls ready to introduce you at all times.
And I just named off places that I went to and had no plans on leaving. Like I went to Tanzania not knowing when I was going to leave. And I had a good group of friends. I lived in Kenya and I will be going back to Kenya here in a couple months, like 2 months. 2 months. 2 months, yeah. And then I had a year-long lease in Brazil. That didn't happen there either. I was in Paraguay from December to May. That didn't happen there either. So that rarely happens where a guy just like, oh yeah, here's my cousin. Like bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not going to name any names, but there's some really whack dating coaches out there that claim that there's certain things that sound good in print and people get on YouTube or podcasts and they like to talk about. I can't think of another analogy right now, but like it sounds good, right? Like, oh yeah, just go out, be social, embrace the culture, meet people, get in conversations, and then, you know, befriend guys and they'll introduce you to their female friends. And like, you know, that works, you know, in Rio, or that works, you know, anywhere. Bro, the average guy, you know, if you're on top of your shit, you're working 35, 40 hours a week, you're doing gym, you have very, very little free time. So you're just going to like, you're going to see like a guy at the gym and be like, nice gym shorts, bro. Like I'm also wearing gym shorts. Like what are you going to do to like just meet these? They're going to think you're gay. It's really, really weird. And then what, like, who amongst you, like in the chat, does anybody like yourself put a 4 in the chat if you just have an army of beautiful women that, like, if Austin and I want to come hang out with you, like, oh yeah, you just know a bunch of 9s and 10s that are your close female friends that you can introduce to us. And even if you did have that guy, here's the thing. Most foreigners, when they travel, especially, you know, like overseas, living overseas, it's very hard to make friends with locals because typically you just come from different universes. You know, guys like us, we're into entrepreneurship. We may be into, you know, really into fitness, biohacking. We just come from a certain place, and, you know, it's not easy. Like, you don't make a shitload of, like, you make a bunch of guy friends in Salvador or Rio, or like, I have like 1 or 2, you know, local Brazilian friends. It's because they speak, you know, amazing English. It's hard to have close friends in a second language. And, you know, you're kind of like, what you know, some guy who you're going to meet all his female friends, you know, no guy already has an army of female friends ready to introduce you to. Second of all, what are the odds that his, you know, 9s and 10s he's going to bring around you? Third of all, what are the odds that they're going to like you? Fourth of all, what happens when you already meet them? Now you're just going to like cut this guy off because you were only, you know, it's a very like disingenuous thing to like only try to make relationships with guys or girls just to try to bang their friends. And of all the things, of all like the methods that I've heard of to get women, like everything from, you know, standard cold approach, day game, night game, to online, get better photos, go overseas, what other strategies? You know, Luke's Max, workout, all this stuff. I've seen every one of those work. I've never known a guy that said like, yeah, I'm just going to walk around Starbucks and like befriend the barista and hope that she's just got smoke show friends that she's willing to just talk up and brag about this random guy who chatted up in Starbucks, and on the weekends we're going to go to Top Golf together, and she's just going to bring all these smoke shows that she's going to introduce. And again, even if she did, what are the odds? You could just cold approach a 9 or 10 on the street. Granted, a warm introduction would be like a little bit higher chance, but I think it's fake. I call cap.
Even I'm gonna ask you guys a question. I'm gonna give you guys a scenario when this happens. First question is, let's talk about, you brought the pie chart, but that's results. I want to talk about priorities. What priority does the social circle sit at? If there's 5 ways of meeting women, let's say cold approach, dating apps, Instagram, social circle, and what's another one?
Like day game, night game, apps, Instagram. Yeah. What else is there? I don't know how else you could categorize anything. Yeah, like on my pie chart, social circle would be like, it would be like the second hand on a clock. It would be a sliver. You couldn't even see it.
It would be the last option.
Yeah.
It would be the last option.
It would be like 33% night game, roughly 17% day game, and 50% online.
Yeah,
social circle would be at like minus 1% somewhere in there, or 0.5%.
Because like when I'm thinking of like the best way to meet women is through social circle. When I think of the best way of doing something, for example, what's the best way to get to Portugal from here? By plane. It's also the most effective. It's the most convenient. It really is the best way to get there.
Yeah.
You could ride a fucking boat over there. What are the chances of you making it there in a reasonable amount of time? How long is it going to take you? That's another. How long is it going to take you to get to that port where the fucking boat is at? So the best way to meet women is through social circle. How long do you have to know somebody before he turns you on to a beautiful woman that actually, like you said, that fits that criteria, that likes you, that you like? How long is that gonna take?
It's cap, dog. No one. Look, Kobe. I love Kobe. Cool. So your homeboy in Colombia hooked you up with his cousin. She's a hard 8. That's awesome, and that's cool, and that's commendable, and that sounds like a layup, and that's dope. But again, Kobe, what does your pie chart look like? Does your pie chart, you can answer, we'll see it in the chat. Does your pie chart look like 25% is social circle? And then again, let's take even a guy, let's forget like Passport Bros for a second, because most of you guys are there. Let's take like a banker, a guy who has a CPA firm, a lawyer working 50 hours a week. He has barely enough time. It's like work, gym, repeat, work, gym, repeat. He's free on a few days, and he's going to like go to like a barbecue at this gay dude's house who may or may not, have some new female friends that he hasn't met there, and only one came through, but she had a boyfriend. Now he's stuck at some barbecue, his only free day all week, and he's like, fuck, I could be doing literally anything else. Did it Kobe ends? No, he didn't. So I think let's talk about our best methods. You want anything more to say on this, or should we talk about the methods that we think are actually better?
Well, I'll give you another story. The guy that at the dinner that you were talking about, the light-skinned dude in Sao Paulo.
Marcia.
Yeah, so I met him through Casey, and the guy turned me on to the first Afro Latina that I went on one date with. This is the only one I managed to fucking get on a date, which went nowhere, by the way. And I met her through him. The guy vouched for me, pre-qualified me. We seen each other the first time we met, and then the second time we went to the other restaurant all together. And then I told her, hey, I want some one-on-one time. We need to go out, just me and you. Do you know that was our third time seeing each other? Oh, the guy pre-qualified you. Apparently not that fucking much, because do you know I had to damn near force a kiss out of her? Not force it, but I had to tell her, like, hey, like, look, like, you're from fucking Brazil.
Yeah.
Number one, you're from Brazil. Number 2, this is our third time seeing each other. We probably spent a total of 7 or 8 hours together. This is just our first time out one-on-one. Social circle. The shit went nowhere. We still follow each other on Instagram, but like it went nowhere from that.
Yeah.
That can't be the best way. And guess what? My pie chart in Sao Paulo, the chicks I smashed, well, in Sao Paulo, 96% was through dating apps. Cold approach was not the thing for me.
Yeah, cold approach is tough in Sao Paulo. Yeah, and just to wrap up on that, the girl was definitely attractive, but she was nothing to write home or give away your last name for. Yeah, you take on 3 dates and still didn't get anything more than a kiss. And it's like, now what? Now he's got to like pretend to like be this guy's friend and, you know, go on, I don't know, whatever. What do guys go bowling with this guy or something, you know, over the course of weeks and stuff, praying that there'll be more female friends. And then what happens if there are none? And then again, like the few exceptions we were talking about is like back when I lived in Colombia and I was doing these massive parties on a regular basis, that would be an exception. It's kind of like in affiliate marketing. I'm gonna get on a tangent, but like whatever, I don't even make that analogy. A guy like me, you just need one Casey. I don't do parties and events anymore, but back when I lived in Colombia, you just need one Casey. I am that guy that had a constant rotating social circle through my events of beautiful women constantly. Or I think this gay dude that we met out in Brazil that's friends with our friend, pretty much constantly, he's damn near on our friend's payroll. He claims like, oh no, he's a friend, but he's his employee. Let's be honest. He's pretty much on payroll, and his job is to kind of, you know, get on Instagram or however he's doing it and meet hot new female friends constantly and feed them to my friend. Like, it could make sense to go out of your way to befriend a DJ that you know is always going to invite you to after parties. Or if you're in college, you could go out of your way to meet the social chairs and presidents of fraternities that are constantly going to get you in parties and meet women through them. It could be highly beneficial to meet those specific people. And in a case like that, I could see Social Circle paying, you know, massive dividends. But again, it's kind of like, do you actually enjoy the company of this guy who's like the social chair? Or I don't know. Like, if it's a win-win, if you're actually friends with the DJ guy and it's not just about the women, that's fine. But overall, I think it's cap. It's one of these things that sounds good. Like, oh yeah, like kind of like that stupid Ty Lopez marketing bullshit. Read a book a day and you'll be a millionaire. Stupid people hear that and be like, that's why Ty Lopez is rich and I'm not. He reads a book a day. That's the dumbest thing I've ever. If you read books all day, you just read books all day. You don't fucking make any money. What, are you going to read like, you know, Tony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within, and then just like know how to solve some niche problem in a marketplace to get paid on? Hell no. Again, it sounds cool, but it's just cap. It's just marketing. And Bless Ari says, fuck Colombia, man. I agree.
Inspired Truth Broadcasters, always appreciate the real talk. I agree that the right woman can enhance your status. Side note, social circle might mean wing woman. Do you consider the wing woman the social circle? And we got to figure out how easy is it to find a woman that you're not trying to sleep with that's going to help you get women. I've had it. I've had some homegirls out of 22 countries, 43 cities. I could say I had maybe one or two women that I was not sleeping with. I tried to sleep with all of them, but maybe two of them I didn't successfully sleep with, so we became friends, and she became a wing woman. So that's how effective that is. 43 cities, 2 women.
If you have a wing woman, why not use it? Would I ever go out of my way and like put in my to-do list, today's task is to meet a wing woman? Fuck out of here.
It works. But again, it's just like, oh, I'm going to wait for Casey to introduce me to his cousin. Good fucking luck.
Real quick, butterfly effect. My hair transplant was $3,000. I did it in Sao Paulo, and I guess that's all you asked.
Any more questions on that topic so far? Or what were you about to ask me? You asked me a minute ago. You were like, do I have anything else to say? You were about to make a point.
Oh, I don't know. Well, actually, what are your thoughts on Loverboy game? Do you think you're going to give it a try? Have you ever done it before? Do you think you could do it? Do you think there'd be an adjustment period? Yeah, like let's start there. Have you done it before effectively? Or is it just is not your style?
In high school and in college and in early, let's say 2020. Like I would get into, I could keep chicks around longer in even in the States. I could keep them around longer in 2019, 18, 2020. And then there was a certain shift I had where I was like, I'm done with this shit. I think it was because the quality of women, which were usually better quality if I was keeping them, but the amount, it was the whole U.S. rant thing. You guys see, I'm going to go on that.
I'd hear Marty thoughts on this later. Maybe I'll even do a stream with him. But I think Marty, I don't know the guy, but I heard him last night. I think he has some type of system wasn't he saying, he said he's like retired, he doesn't work, but I think he has some type of system where at least to some degree, it's somewhat automated the process of meeting new people. And if you have that going for you, fucking awesome. If you're young and you want to get a job in nightlife, fucking awesome. But anyway, back to what you're saying. Yeah, like Loverboy game. I don't know, man. I just feel like, I mean, what can I say that I haven't said before? It makes up for the things you lack by the value of you coming from the particular connection you have, long-term potential. Every girl, pretty much, no matter how great her personality is and beautiful is, has been, fucked by a guy a few times and then ditched. That's painful for them. That devalidates them. Very few girls just want to be a hoe, and maybe they want to, like, even the biggest hoes, I think, would prefer to have a loyal guy and then cheat on him behind his back. But I think very few girls would ever truly not want a relationship. Guys, there are guys out there who truly, for life, or certainly have phases where they do not want a relationship. They do not want the complication from that. Most girls do. And I don't know, should we ask the chat what they prefer? Let's do 1 for F-boy game, fuckboy game, and let's do 2 for lover boy game. Which ones you guys like? Which ones you do? Which ones you prefer? 1 for F-boy, 2 for lover boy.
I think honestly too, I'll have a transition period, maybe after Europe, and maybe after I'm in Africa again for a while. Maybe I will want to settle down and want to talk sweet. And my biggest problem is maybe I'll start caring about their feelings a little more once that happens. But you guys know I need to go back to therapy for that, because it's hard for me to sympathize, especially with women.
Yeah, I mean,
got to talk to the therapist, man.
The thing is, too, you can start with Loverboy game, and I mean, here's the thing. In case this wasn't clear, Loverboy game doesn't mean you're a bitch, you're a sim, doesn't mean you supplicate to the woman in every way. You're highly masculine. You're just a bit more okay. Here's a perfect example of Loverboy game. This is a girl I'm already sleeping with, by the way. It's a girl we cold approach at the mall, Anna. She just got accepted. She won a scholarship to get a free classes on how to do development of mobile apps. And she said, yeah, I'm so excited. My first class is Monday at 6 p.m. I'm a little nervous, but I'm so excited I got the scholarship. At 5:50, out of the blue, hadn't chatted very much all day, I said, oh, your class should be starting in 10 minutes. Don't worry, you're super smart. You're going to crush it. She melted. She was like, oh my God, like you're so atencioso, like attentive, I guess. You're so attentive. You're so thoughtful. I can't believe you remembered. I specifically did that, oh, your classes start, just that little detail that I remembered. And she's just kind of like, like, oh, he remembered, right? So it's not like you have to be, I don't think anybody misunderstood, but just in case somebody's misinterpreting it, it's not like, you have to be more, I don't know, simpy or anything like that. It's just like, oh, you remembered that thing. And then again, that builds massive comfort and connection. And it's like romance. Like, if you guys haven't noticed, girls get turned on by romance. They also get turned on by being spanked, and they're your little, I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, they're your little W word, whore. We can say whore on YouTube, fuck it. But you know what I mean? They like a bit of both.
Yeah, I think so I don't do that. Like, I don't think chicks tell me like all the time like where they work. If they didn't tell me that to their face, I'll forget. Like, where are you working? And I've been talking to her for 3 weeks. Where are you working? And I keep forgetting where you work at. So if I did what you were doing, maybe I could keep girls. But the thing is, I'm not even pressed about keeping them right now. So,
but not okay. But I think I don't know. Remember you said we were talking about you get like the runaround from a lot of beautiful women. You're like, Casey, do you ever feel like you just get the runaround from these 9s and 10s, but they never actually want to like go on the date or fuck you? I think, especially being overseas and maximizing your foreigner value, no homo, Austin's, taller than average, way better shape, way fucking better shape than average. He's a good looking cat, no homo. And he's got the masculinity, he's got the confidence, he's got the style. He approaches very, very smooth. So I think the value is there. But remember the other side of the coin, the comfort, right? So when girls say like, How do you want a guy to treat you? What they do is they go into their brain and they imagine the most high value, sexy guy they can think of. And then they talk about how they want that guy. Like, how would Brad Pitt treat them? And if you're Brad Pitt, you go up to her and be like, hey, baby, I only have eyes for you. And, oh, you know, me and Jennifer Aniston and what was Angelina Jolie, we're over. And, you know, I just want like a simple, like small town girl. I'm done with these Hollywood, you know, sluts. It's all about you, baby. Like but the thing is, that works coming from Brad Pitt. If I say like, oh, baby, like, it's just you, babe. Like, but like for the average guy that's like, ugh, boring, another desperate loser. But like, what I'm saying is it's value and comfort. Since you already have the value, like, you know, you have to have some value even be on her radar if you're even getting some type of runaround and getting some type of response. So maybe a little bit of comfort, a little bit of, you know, the small detail, like, oh, like I just said, oh, your class must be starting soon. Good luck. You're going to crush it. She's like, oh, he remembered. Maybe that would, I don't know, put it more in your favor.
Yeah, I used to talk like that. And then, like I said, somewhere around 2020, 2021, I lost it. Where I was like, yeah, I think I got, like Theo was saying, most dudes might start off like that. Some dudes go into the extreme and they simp. You know, they your ex didn't need you. He didn't deserve you. Even though I just met you 30 minutes ago, your ex didn't deserve you.
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
Yeah, not that. Because, yeah, but we might start off like that, and then something happens, and we're like, oh, just kind of get the I don't give a fuck energy. And that's where I'm at now, but I got to work on it. Do I want to work on it? I don't think we're going to wait until the Europe tour is over because we're only doing 10 days per city.
Yeah, what's your schedule like again?
I'm going to Lisbon, Portugal, Berlin, Istanbul, and one other city because I have maybe 10 or 15 more days of warm weather.
What are you the most excited about?
Berlin.
Is Germany good? Again, I'm racist against my own people. I do not like white girls, especially blondes. But put us in the chat. Are we sleeping on Germany? What do you think about Germany?
I think it's good. I think
You've been
it's
there before
good.
or no?
No.
Okay.
No, I think it's good. I think the women look good, and from what I've seen, they've been. I think it's very. I think it might be all that it's hyped up to be.
I've heard that black guys do really well generally, right? Put it this way: most countries work this way. We'll put it this way. I'll make a quick. This might not be like super accurate, but roughly, it's kind of like let's say in any XYZ country, 60% of the time or 60 to 70% of the time, it's the guys that look extremely different than the locals that do the best. And then maybe 10% or 20% of the time, it's guys that look exactly like they only want locals and they're super xenophobic and they don't go outside their culture. And then whatever remaining percentage of it just like doesn't matter. But given the fact that you'll probably look different than most people, at least all the German guys, I would imagine you would do well. I don't know. Does anybody know in the chat? Put it in the chat if the brothers do better in Germany. I imagine they would just because they look different. But again, sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes like in like South Korea, they only want other South Korean guys, and being white or black would actually be a huge hindrance.
I've had German men that I've met in Vietnam that told me that I would kill it.
Bless Aries. Sorry, did I say Aries before? Bless Aries said he was pulling with ease in Hamburg, and I can tell he's definitely a melanated man. Okay, Yepper. Scandinavian women have always clamored for black and Hispanic men. Ask any brother stationed in Germany. Okay, so it seems like you're gonna have a good time.
I'm thinking about doing Sweden too while I'm out there. Sweden, Finland, and Norway. I've heard very good things about.
Finland, bro. I would do Finland because before we just said the word Finland, when the fuck was the last time y'all even heard the word Finland mentioned in a sentence? Like I bring it up a lot because I like to use it as an example. Besides, like when was the last time you met someone from, or you heard? When was the last time you heard something in the news or any mention of Finland before I just said it? Fucking never.
Never. The last thing I even heard about those three countries where there was, besides something political, was Norway, when they had the guy that went in there with the crossbow in the club and killed some people. You remember hearing about that?
No, I don't remember hearing that.
There was a guy that went in a club with a fucking crossbow.
That's what happens when you outlaw guns. They just do public shootings. With
Yeah, it
crossbows.
makes you feel like the guns are a better way to die. Because I'm just thinking about war today. You get shot, it could be just over like that. Back then, you get hit with a bow and you just watch it bleed you out.
You can't take it out. Like the arrow, the arrowhead shape, it goes in easily.
Yeah.
You pull it out. You gotta like push it the rest of the way. So if it only goes in like a little bit, you have to push it through and back out rather than plucking it out. Okay. What else? So Portugal. I've heard everybody speaks English in Portugal, so at least you can date with no goddamn language barrier for once when you're in Portugal.
Yeah, they speak English from what I've heard, and yeah, they speak Portuguese.
At least in Lisbon. And you can come out. Your Portuguese is decent, so you could show that off a little bit. And then you said Turkey. Okay, Turkish girls are beautiful, but I think it's gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna guess that in Turkey, most of the girls, because it's a Muslim country, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Turkey's a Muslim country.
Yeah.
So they probably want, traditional, Turkish Muslim guy. But I think there's going to be a small percentage of girls that are open to dating a brother. But I think of that small percentage, they're going to be like hyper into you is going to be my guess.
He said, if I went to Europe, Theo said, if I went to Europe, I'd probably focus on Eastern Europe. I lived in Spain, and I might, if I have time, I might squeeze in another Eastern European country.
Okay, yeah. Where have I been to? I've been to Czech Republic, which I don't think would qualify as like exactly like Eastern Europe. Maybe you could kind of consider Czech Republic to be Eastern European-ish, but I did meet a lot of Romanian girls there, which I guess would have to qualify as that, right? It was dope. They're beautiful there. And again, this is coming from a guy who doesn't like white girls, but Eastern Europeans, they kind of look like white Latinas in a way. Like they have a different, like the more like their faces are more like this, like you know what I mean, chat? Like
they do look like Latinas.
They kind of look like that,
Even the men there resemble the men here. It's in certain ways. Like certain ways certain times when I was in Romania, I could look at some of the men and be like, damn, he looks like he's from South America. Yeah, but they were definitely Romanian.
I've never been to Romania, but like I said, I met some in Czech Republic, and then one mystery city, and then eventually you arrive in Kenya, your second favorite country for dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited. I wonder how the fuck I'm going to be treated in Kenya. That's going to be interesting because they basically said that you basically got treated like a god there, damn near.
Yeah. I felt like I couldn't lose.
Yeah. So,
and the social circle thing did work there for me. Wasn't my primary source of women, but I knew so many women. I mean, I did. I knew so many people, so many men that women never turned me on to their friends unless if it was like, okay, well, they did based off what I told you. They did. But I knew I had so many friends that were men in Kenya that yes, I was always with somebody. So I could always, I would pass some girls to my homeboys sometimes. So,
but you had those very few, 1% male friends that have some type of system set up where they're meeting a lot of women.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just because again, like you make a friend, he has, 6 female friends, 3 of them are hot. One of them has a boyfriend, the 2 hot single ones, neither of them like you. Cool. Now what? But then there's guys, again, like I used to be one of these guys, or again, the guy who's, I don't know if you want to say his name, but the condo tour you did with that guy. Apparently he had some system where he not only already knew a bunch of girls, but it was like a conveyor belt, like new girls just kept coming in. And yeah, if you have that, go for it. I just don't think it's the greatest strategy. And again, to befriend one of these guys who is one of those top % of guys who has constantly new girls coming in, he can probably smell you from a mile away. He probably gets simpy, desperate guys hitting him up all the time. It's probably not easy to get into his friend group. And he's used to just people wanting something from him. So unless there's like a genuine, reason for him to be a friend, it's not like you're just gonna be like, I found one of these 1% guys and now he's gonna be my friend and introduce me to like what is he getting out of it? Right? Like, quid pro quo, like relationships have to be, equal value, right? So what are you gonna provide to him?
Yeah, exactly. But I will say this, at the time, I didn't even notice it. Like I didn't notice, like going back, like, man, I've met a lot of chicks just because I was thinking like, oh, Troy just knows where to go. But now I'm like, no, it's not that he knows where to go. People know him too. So even he would invite me over to a house party, 30 people show up. Be kind of fair balance because it'd be a personal party. It wouldn't be like a party. It'd just be his friends that he knows from what I've seen. But it would always be new chicks that I never met. And it was just cool hanging around them. We would go to the polo games, the horse, the polo games.
Yeah.
We would go by ourselves. People would just know him. And we didn't have problem talking to women either. So at the time I was thinking I was like, he's a damn good wingman. But now I'm like, no, that's now that y'all are talking about social circle, that's from somebody that knows other people. That was the best example of that. And then the other time was in Tanzania. There was a guy. I wrote about him in the book, you guys. You guys need to buy the book, The Pathway to Life, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. But he had a lot of friends, male friends that he introduced me to. And I actually hung around them for 3 or 4 days, just them, I think, before he actually introduced me to women that they didn't know. So they were like wingmen too. They didn't know. Yeah. Usually they didn't know the women either. They had just met them.
And they were pretty, what's the word? They welcomed you with open arms as being like another Black American in Kenya. You're famous on the internet. You have clout. And like I said, most people, it's very rare that I know a guy went to Thailand or any country, Brazil, Kenya, Colombia, and just super befriended the locals there. Like, oh yeah, like Thai guys are the shit. I did a Muay Thai class and now I got a big social circle of Thai guys. You literally come from different worlds and stuff. But I guess with Troy was his name, right? He was very eager to meet like another, American, and you guys have a lot in common and relate a lot. So, and that way you provided value. Plus, you're famous and people. He's maybe a fan of yours. He may just admire your content. So he's like, oh shit! Like the more like famous I get with my 5,600 subscribers, I'm so famous. But the more famous I get, I notice, more people reach out to me, more people of higher value. I mean, shit, that you reached out to me. That's how we met. You reached out to me on Instagram and said, hey, you want to do a stream and talk about online dating? So that was an exchange of like equal value. So yeah, there we go. Social circle works. We're full of shit.
Not really.
Not really. We're saying no.
It works, but not enough.
If you have the opportunity to use it, that's what we're trying to say. Like, I guess that was our consensus, right? Like, if you have the opportunity to use it, if you have those top 1% guys who are always meeting new women and willing to introduce you, and it's not phony, you actually enjoy their company and would be their friend even if they didn't have the women, then it makes total sense to use it. But it's just, again, very few people's pie chart of like the sources of women they fucked would show the greatest chunk from social circle.
Yeah, as many women as I met when I was in Kenya with Troy, I think maybe I probably only smashed 3 or 4 of them, which is not a lot. So even then, still, you're on your own.
Yeah.
It works, but you're on your own. You have to, you're not going to, oh, man, I need, Troy, can you supply me with women for the rest of my life? Like, that's not going to work. You still got to do it yourself. Now, we are at the 1 hour and 7 minute mark, you guys. You guys, we will be putting together a project, and by we, not Casey, I'm saying us. Casey did tell me about the idea though, because I was sitting here these days that I wasn't live, and like, man, I need a actual course, but I don't know what can I teach people. But there's a reason why people follow me. Oh, that's right. You know what? My dating life sucked. It sucked just like yours in the States, and I left. And you guys follow me. Not all of you, but a good amount of you guys follow me because you guys are interested in that and you guys want to know what I'm doing. So I'm like, why don't I make a course that comes with a private community of only people who bought the course, and it won't be expensive either, who bought the course, that gives you the blueprint, detailed everything that it's, first of all, what is your problem? You know, we're going to state that. We're going to state what I did, which is obvious. We're going to state what you can do, how you should do it, what you should expect. Basically, if you guys are on Patreon, it will be, and I'm not the type of guy to sit in front of a camera and talk all damn day. So it's not going to be 20 hours of footage, because I don't want to record that shit either. I don't want to record that. I got women, I'm done being in the States. I got women to meet outside here in my house. Now, she couldn't come today, but I do. Trust me. So it might be like an hour. It might be like an hour. It might be however long it takes. But I can tell you, I'm not going to go all day, because I want you guys to actually get straight to the point information and understand exactly what I say, so you guys can have the value that I want to give you. But more on that to come. More on that to come.
You want me to elaborate, or do you want to keep it as a?
Go ahead, elaborate. If you.
Well, just in case anybody wasn't clear, is Austin has a result that every one of you motherfuckers in the chat wants. And when I say result that you guys want, you want to leave the fat, grotesque, masculine, disgusting women that are unappreciative and have laughably high standards in the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, whatever these Western countries. You want to leave and run away and get as far away from them as possible. Earn an income online, get some sort of remote job or business where you're earning money online, and date feminine, beautiful women that actually appreciate you, and actually fuck, for some of you guys, the first time in your lives, or at least the first time in a long time, you're fucking gorgeous women that you'd actually take pictures of and send to your friends and not be ashamed of. You're going to get you want to get those women for the first time without actually paying for it. So it's going to be a guide to go from like step 0. I'm in small town, Nebraska, Wyoming, wherever. I want to get the fuck out of here, get an online job, make friends overseas, learn a language, decide where I should go. Where am I going to be appreciated? How do I get a visa? How do I live there? What are the pitfalls? What are the dangers? What are the common mistakes? How do I avoid them? And just live a life of abundance, dating beautiful women overseas. That's the result that he clearly has. That's a result he's been showing y'all receipts and doing live, streaming and making videos of for 2-ish years now. And that's what he's going to teach you guys. And aside from a quick course, and here's the thing, you can make the course longer. You can make the course 5 hours. Not everything may apply to you, and not everything may apply to you right away. So for instance, if you just need to get the fuck out of your small town, you may just go down the rabbit hole in the modules of how to get a remote job. And you may just be stuck on the how do you get a remote job portion of the course for a fucking while, and then go down that rabbit hole. Then when you get that, okay, you got the remote job. How do you choose where to live? Then you go down, that section. Then you're like, okay, now I've chosen where to live. How do I make friends there? How do I learn a foreign language, etc.? So even you can make the course up to like 10 hours. They don't have to go through all 10 hours or 20 hours at once. They can focus on where they're at. And like for guys who already speak a foreign language, you're going to go to Spanish country. You already speak Spanish. Cool. You can just skip that. But it's going to be a course and a community. And the benefit of a community is this. The main reasons why passport bros suffer from depression or loneliness and they want to leave and give up, or they don't like it where they are, is because they can't make good friendships overseas. They have nobody to go with. So in the community, it's completely conceivable that, after, 3, 4, 5, 6 months of this course being active, there could be 2,500 or more paying members in that community. So you can say, hey, I'm going to Manaus, also, they said good things about Manaus or XYZ, and you can find cool, like-minded guys who want to travel with you. Bro, I think I speak for everyone. I say we'd rather be in a 6 out of 10 city with all the boys than a 10 out of 10 city all alone. So it's everything you need to get from the result that many of you guys are in right now, which is lonely, dating fat, obese, grotesque American women, to making money online and living in a foreign country and dating beautiful women and having cool friends out in those countries as well.
He explained it better than I did. But I will be working on that. As we're talking. So Casey's trying to convince me to switch over the website so I can design it better. I'm trying my best to avoid that. But
you can't avoid it, brother.
It doesn't seem like it's avoidable, but shit, man.
It's going to be on the platform Go High Level. Shout out in the chat if you know what Go High Level is as a platform.
There was a comment Theo left I had a girl like me. I had a girl like me a while back before I left that was no joke on life support. Get your passport. It really is that bad.
Like
She was on life support?
like that's how low you had to. I don't want to say low as in like whatever. I'm not disrespectful to people who are on life support, but you know what I mean? Like that's not generally who. It's not good for long-term relationships. Let's put it that way, to date people on life support. I'm going to hell for that.
Yeah, it's that bad.
I'm going to hell, but that didn't come out right. But I think people know what I was trying to say. Shout out to the people on life support.
A lot of y'all will drop off when Austin goes to South Africa, Angola, Namibia, and Kenya. That's what happened the first time. My audience switched a lot. If I had 100%, when I went to Africa, I lost 50% of my audience, gained another 50%. When I left Africa a month later, lost that old 50%. Then the first 50% that I lost the first time came back. So there's a group of y'all that don't like Africans or black women in general.
I thought, maybe I'm wrong. What do I know as a white boy? But I thought most black guys at the end of the day wanted to end up with black women.
I think most of us do, but there's a good amount of us that don't. I'm not one of them, but there's a lot of them that don't.
Let's go back and maybe the chat can help out Austin. We think we know I'm not making, of course, it's his course, but we think we know that what all your pain points are. But for those of you guys who don't have the end result that Austin has, which we talked about, live overseas, make money online, date hot women. For those of you guys that are stuck in your town in the US and want to get that result, what questions do you have? What pain points do you have? What do you doubt? What are you unsure of? What do you want more knowledge of? How can he help you? Like, what do you need help with specifically? What worries and doubts do you have? Let us know, let him know in the chats so he can make the best possible course and community for you. And again, the things we already have, you want to cover the things you already have?
Yeah, I have it written down in my notes here.
But it was how to get a remote job, how to make friends. I'll let you do it.
Social integration, building a social circle, accommodations, learning languages, travel preparation, visas, cultural insights, how to choose the right destination, which is very, very, I can go on for 30 or 40 minutes by that.
You could do a whole course on that.
I've been enough places where I know how to answer that question perfectly on picking the right place, because there's a lot of places I wouldn't pick. And I can tell you guys how to do that. Dating strategies, online dating, approaching techniques, because approaching is not the same around the world. Like, you're just fine cold approaching in Nairobi. It's not really, you can do it in Sao Paulo. It's not really.
Yeah, there are cold approach cities and online cities for sure.
Yeah, and Sao Paulo is an online city. For me, it was. You can meet women in person, but it's still an online city. Communication skills for own
languages.
In person, online. Date ideas. Some date ideas that I've learned.
Yeah, language learning.
Then we'll get some case studies and some interviews with other expats that are successful, which we've already done a lot of those interviews. We really don't need to include that part, because I think if you guys got to the point where you're buying the course, you know that the grass is greener on the other side. So we shouldn't have to prove it further, but I'll do it anyway. And then a private community access that comes with monthly Q&A sessions and exclusive webinars and workshops. But we're going to have to get the workshops may be tailored to certain modules.
And the best thing is going to be the community aspect, because Austin can do a whole, expose or a whole, I don't know, not expose, but a whole whatever module on a certain city or a certain way to get a visa or a certain, way to navigate a certain city, and it can change. And you have the community there to provide updates and add on even more to what he was saying. And of course, make friends, because again, that's going to be the main thing, is like, you got to make friends when you travel. You're going to, if you just come to Manaus, you're going to see all the beautiful women. You can do a couple of cold approaches. You're going to get some success, go on some dates, and then want to blow your brains out from boredom. Passive income ideas. I saw a lot of it was related to
passive. I'm about to write that one down. We need you guys to leave notes so I can know what to do.
Yeah, we can always come back and watch the live chat too, right? But yeah, passive income is kind of It's tricky. There's no such thing as true. Maybe like there's a few, like a government bond, I think is like true passive income, right? To take your 2 or 3% or 4%.
And it takes a lot of time.
A remote job. Yeah, I'm seeing remote job over and over again.
Teach people how to cut their own hair. I have a video that on Patreon, but
well, listen, if someone's going to give hair advice, it's clearly going to be me. I'm the master of hair. By the way, everyone, I'm dying in the chat. They said had a flamethrower accident. I was trying not to laugh when I saw that one. This is called a hair transplant. In 6 months, it'll be perfect. It'll be filled in. What are your thoughts on buying real estate abroad in South America as a first or second place? Theo Anderson, I'm not, a seasoned veteran real estate investor. One thing I do know, though, from a good friend who does this is the short-term rental strategy, aka Airbnb. Like the Airbnb strategy basically is fire. The hospitality industry in most of Latin America, especially Brazil, somewhat Colombia, is a joke. I have never had a check-in process that wasn't insanely painful. I've never been to a place that, to my standards, what I would call clean. I've never been to a place that didn't have multiple big problems. Like the closet door is just jammed and I have no closet. So I'm like, don't you hate fucking dude? There's nothing worse than pulling your clothes out of a suitcase. You're looking for that one like extra sock, like pulling all your clothes out of a suitcase, getting out of a closet. Anyway, point being is like, if you run a hospitality service like an Airbnb short-term rental to like American standards in Latin America, you're going to get a 5-star review every single time. And they're going to offer to like tip you with a free blowjob. Like the expectation is going to be absolute dog shit. And if you actually give a, good experience, you'll get all 5s out of 5. You'll raise to the top of the algorithm on the site and, get a cleaning team and learn a bit about the marketing. But I'll go down the rabbit hole and watch courses on this. And I think the short-term rental strategy is a great way to do but you're also running a hospitality business. It's not passive it's passive-ish somewhat, not really. But anyway, that's probably long-winded enough. That's my thoughts on real estate in Latin America. Remote jobs. Yeah, it's all remote jobs, bro. That's the main thing.
That's usually the main thing.
Because we covered everything else, making friends, language, where you should go, where you're going to get appreciated. Online hair content.
Guys, we'll give the live stream 10 minutes up since nobody called in. I kept dropping the link. Nobody's calling in. And it's about an hour and a half. I'm upset because I couldn't get my antibiotics today. Got sick.
Wesna, join the call, brother. Think he'll join?
He will.
Do you want him to join?
It's up to you.
I'm with it.
Smoke show incoming. Nah, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Wesna, join the live stream. So you guys, I did a video called My Final Thoughts on Sao Paulo Culture. It got 2,700 views and 32 comments. But the other day I uploaded failed attempts to date black women in Brazil. 6,500 views, 295 comments. And y'all be wondering, why does Austin talk about race? The results show you why. Let's go back even further to when I said Afro-Latinas hate themselves.
If Austin was to put out a different type of content where he was like teaching something, put in the chat, what would you guys want him to teach?
Yeah, what would I
He's
teach?
here, by the way. Weston's here.
17,000 views and 692 comments when I said Afro-Latinas hate themselves. Okay. Rico.
What's going on?
What's going on, brother?
Nothing. Poppy Rico's in the house, man. I'm just chilling over here in Raleigh, North Carolina. 6 months of hell.
All right. Well, I'm seeing a different side. I like this side of Poppy Rico.
I'm not drinking alcohol today. Today's my first day out. I'm going to go back to alcohol free. I emptied out, and I'm not smoking. And I emptied out my storage shed. Finally got that damn thing emptied on Saturday. I rented a truck for four trips worth of stuff out of that storage shed, and I put a good amount in the dumpster. So like step by step preparing to that's a $300 bill per month, right? So if you got to pay 300, you got to make 400, right? So I'm tired. I had the store ship for like 6 to 7 years. That's like serious waste of money, man. Go on.
Poppy Rico, there was a small incident between the two of us. What happened from your side of the story?
I don't know. You were just talking some smack, you know, and Poppy Rico is not the nicest motherfucker in the house. I'm just not that nice a guy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, man, you need to go to the fucking gym. You need to train, because if you saw me in person and you talk that smack in person, you really need to know how to fight.
There we go. All right. So what happened? Well, tell the story. What happened? So I was talking smack.
Yeah,
what did I say?
don't know. And obviously I talk smack back because I'm not nice.
So I'll tell the story from my point of view. So
you can tell, dude. At least it's spicing up the live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to live. So I see these names of motherfuckers talking shit. Y'all motherfuckers do nothing but talk shit. You'll find anything. Like the live chat will say, like, his left eye has a diameter of a half a centimeter less than his right eye. And be like, oh shit, I never noticed one eye is slightly bigger. Whatever you have, the chat. And I just noticed one about Weston, the same kept coming up like, you don't get bitches. Why don't you introduce us to more bitches? I thought you were an online dating coach. Where's the receipts?
Oh yeah,
you would never do that. And then I'm just like, who is this motherfucker? I'm like, I don't even know who this motherfucker is. And then I'll just kind of like, you know, let it slide. Then like, I forget how, but I saw somewhat like a picture of you. And I'm like, yo, like, I thought I was being talked shit to by like Debo from like Friday or something. I was
a fucking black dude. This motherfucker.
Yeah. And then I thought, yeah, the way you talk and stuff, I thought you were like a black dude. I don't want to go like make out all, actually, I will make it about race. Sometimes, well, racism always works two ways. Everybody knows that, you know, black guys get racism from white guys, but a lot of white guys, a lot of black passport bros do hit pieces on me. Who's this white motherfucker? Why does he think he can call himself a passport bro? He's white and privileged. Why does he have to leave other countries? Fuck this white boy. They call me Richie Cunningham, all this shit. So I thought, okay, he must be one of these black passports and like me. And I'm like, yo, he's just an old goobery white guy who blends game with like sugar daddy game. Yet he's coming at me like all the bitches I fuck are bad. All of them are for free. No blend of sugar daddy game. Everybody's seen my receipts. No dating coach in the world has a stack of, you know, receipts like I have. And I was just like, what? And you were so nice the first time we were on stream. I was like, why did this dude have a period and all of a sudden start talking shit to me? Especially because I just thought you were too easy to troll back. No hard feelings. We don't have to, you know. I mean, we can go back and forth for the chat, but
yeah, it's interesting. There's a lot to unpack there, as they say in corporate fucking white America, which I don't really like because I don't like corporate white America, and I don't like to use those phrases. But yeah, well, let's just say this, right? I believe in sort of your approach, like a lot of the stuff you said about Instagram, you know, having a good profile, things like that. But I would just say this, like if you're selling this program, right? I don't know how, you know, why wouldn't you be having some decent bitches like when you go out, like pretty consistently, easily, with Austin and you, like you'd be hooking your boy Austin up, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a fact, right? Like, and when you land,
what's a fact? That I should be putting girls on a silver platter and with their legs spread and put them up to Austin's mouth? You
should have had a whole, like, I mean, you live in Sao Paulo, right? Like, yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. So you should have pretty. I lived there. You should barely go out bitchless.
I should barely go out bitches. You understand the concept of hunting, right? That we're going on a live stream together to a bar to pick up women together and film it, which I did. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was on that chat. There was a specific scene that I want to talk about where Austin, again, he handed me the phone. Maybe he was going to go take a piss. He wanted to focus on smoking a cigar for a second. He was like, Redbeard is going to run the stream for a second. You take the phone. I'm like, oh shit. Now I'm live in front of somebody else's audience, in front of 500 people. I better dance and entertain. Like, what do? I start going up to women to interview them, picking them up on live in front of 500 people, pressure on not even my fucking audience. So why do I even, feel the pressure to perform? But I actually do it and I actually get good results. And then I'm like, I get a girl like kissing me, touching my face. We're talking. I'm like translating for the audience, smooth Portuguese. And then it's just in the comments, of course, who's this goobery white boy? His hair transplant sucks. His eyes are too close together. His teeth are too yellow. Like, I'm sorry for picking up 7.5s and 8s on live, putting my reputation as a dating coach on live in front and actually getting good reactions. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you were talking shit at that point, or weren't you? I don't want to put.
No, I wasn't. I really wasn't watching that live.
Okay,
I watched like 5 or 10 minutes of it, and I wasn't really. I just gave Austin some feedback the next day. Let's just say that.
Well, no, don't. Let's hear it.
No, it wasn't about you, dude. It was just,
about
Austin was.
Oh yeah, because he said that.
Well, Austin got in a fight with a cactus, so I think that speaks for itself.
I don't like my man to take a chance on messing up his rep. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But anyway, just to finish the story, you weren't talking shit there, but I wouldn't say I couldn't remember.
You felt like I was talking shit though, right?
Well, there were just certain things where, like, I said in a live chat, like, fuck all you bitch ass haters from last night, and you said, we all know you wouldn't say that to their face in person, Casey. And I was just kind of like,
I can guarantee you that shit. You won't talk no shit to nobody in person, man. And a lot of these dudes, black dudes, come on. You think they're gonna take that shit from you? Come on, man. I wouldn't take that shit from you. Come on, man.
Bro. Yeah. Poppy, you were threatening to like beat me up, bro.
Oh, believe me, I would too. I'm not playing. Like, I'm not a joke. I'm serious. Like, dude, like, we could set the date, right? And you give me a reason to fucking train, man. I love that shit. It'll be fun.
I gain nothing from beating up an old nobody.
Dude,
like,
but you might get some views. You never know, man. And you won't beat me up anyway. That's the sad part. There's no point, right? You might get in a boxing match with some old dude and you may lose.
There's no, all right, let me know when you're done. There's no point in pride that I have as an in-shape 36-year-old guy with a lot of martial arts training to go beat up an old man who should be on Medicaid. I gain nothing from that. I gain nothing from beating up an old. All that's going to happen is to be like, it's lose-lose, right? It's like if I fight a girl. If the girl wins, it's like, holy shit, Casey got his ass kicked by a girl. But then if I beat up a girl, it's like, well, he's picking on a girl. Like, I gain nothing from it. I could, but I don't even think violence is the answer, bro. I don't think we need to take it there.
Oh, man.
People who usually resort to violence in an argument, when it goes like this,
I'm not the nicest motherfucker. Let's just say that.
I know you're not, but here's my point too. When it's like, well, here's my logical argument. Well, here's my logical argument. Well, I think you're wrong. Well, I think you're wrong. Well, I'll beat you up. It's like, okay. The first one to result to violence is usually the one who like knows they lost the argument, and it's like the cop out. You know what I mean? Let's see what the chat's saying. Scopes, trash talking. Damn, I'm late to the party. Austin said a boxing match out with Casey and Poppy Rico. I would do it with like an on-site doctor.
We'd get a lot of super chats from them. I can bet you that. They'd love to see the two white dudes fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
These. I mean, yesterday's damn live was mostly like about racism and about let me think the bad image black men have, or black men specifically around the world. And the funny thing is like when I was young, right? Like I moved from just say a white neighborhood, and the only house I could afford was in a black neighborhood when I graduated college. So I moved and I lived in a black neighborhood. So like I'm getting back to the point about racism against you, because there, I lived in a black neighborhood, so I know how black dudes can be. They can be racist against me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I experienced that type of racism, but I didn't really give a fuck because I lived on this street that started at one end and ended at another end. And believe me, if I wanted to call people, they block the streets off, and those people ain't getting out of my damn street. You know what I'm saying? And I lived in a so-called suburban hood in New Jersey, and believe me, nobody messed with me over there. And plus, I had people within the neighborhood that would back me up. But yeah, there was definitely I experienced racism as a white man living in a black neighborhood, but I didn't give a shit because I don't care about black people. Like black people don't bother me. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, I haven't met you. I can't tell if you're, trying to bark loud for a camera or not. But I get the vibe that you probably in your day, you've stood up for yourself. You've had some fights. I get the
dude.
I
can run 2 miles with no problem, even smoking my damn cigarettes. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, I didn't get that. What did you say? You did what?
Dude, I train. I train, right? Like this month, I haven't been training at all. But normally I'm training, and I can run 2 miles. My goal was to get back to 3.
So your goal would be to run away from me.
Oh no! That's the endurance to kick your ass, dude.
I'm kidding.
Nothing that would take that long, but oh man, actually, when I'm thinking about quitting my job, one of the things I was thinking about doing is actually definitely cardio, weights, but also training fighting.
What do you bench press, Papi Rico?
Oh, I don't bench press a lot anymore because I sort of tore maybe the rotator cuff on one of my shoulders, and it's not bad now, right? But I used to bench was it like 245? That was back, but then I hurt my shoulders, and now screw that shit, man. I never try to bench heavy weight.
When you were a young buck, yeah, I got it.
No, not that old, not that young, not that far long ago, dude.
Gotcha. Yeah, on the topic, I put out a big video on this. I'll give my 2 cents, and I'll be told you can't have an opinion on race and dating because you're white. But this is the truth, and you're all bitches if you don't see. They're not even bitches. You're just ignorant. So here's the truth about race and dating. I'll give it a quick 2-minute rant on this. It fucking matters. Your race, your ethnicity, your ethnic group, whatever you want to call it, it fucking matters, just not as much as most of you motherfuckers think. And when it matters and it's out of your control, it's generally when you're in a few pockets where you're an idiot to stay there. So a great example I always give of is South Korea. White guy, black guy, doesn't matter. If you're not South Korean, the vast majority of South Korean women will not fuck with you. And at that point, it is your race. Now, here in Manaus, from what I can gather, from what I can tell, there probably is a preference for the typical white, blue-eyed looking gringo here in Manaus. That's not to say that Austin, as a black guy, hasn't been having great results here. I've been going out with him. I just seen him do cold approach at the mall. I've been seeing in front of my eyes his good results too. But it's vibes. It's things I can't exactly quantify. It's little things I'm picking up here and there. It's things how I'm talking to girls. And I guess the girls that I'm talking to that are telling me what their type is are saying white guys. Lo and behold, big surprise. But at the same time, right? While the race and stuff does matter, and again, in certain locations, it means everything. But in the vast majority of locations on the pie chart, your race is a sliver on that. It is your genetics, your facial structure, your bone structure, your height, your musculature, like I said, how good looking you are. It is your income, your resources, your money, whatever you want to call that. That helps for very obvious reasons. It is your game, your confidence, your humor, your ability to make connections with other human beings and be pleasant to be around and charismatic. Those are the things that matter the most. Okay. Even an environment here in Manaus, which again, I'm not even positive on this, but I tend to think and get the idea that it's a little bit easier for a white guy than a black guy. A white guy who's goobery, genetics, everything, social, sexual market value, you would equate to like a 6.5 is going to get beaten out by a 7.5 or an 8 black guy. So again, like it matters. We had a guy that they were trolling. They kept calling him like a victim or captain victim, whatever they're calling him. And not to like, get too hard on that, because I felt bad because everyone was kind of ganging up on him. But it matters. Be aware of it.
It was Sergeant Victim, by the way.
Sergeant Victim. Excuse me. He didn't get promoted to captain yet. And so, yeah, go where you're appreciated. Get Austin's travel guides and, his community. Talk to other people. Get Facebook groups. Don't leave a comment here. I'm Indian. Where do I go? Do research. Be resourceful. Get his course when it's out. Go to the existing Passport group, Passport Pro Facebook groups.
But this is the deal, right? Like, come on, man. Austin, just say he's 25 years old. a decent looking dude, right? He's in great shape. He's got, he's got confidence, right? So if he's a black dude and he's in Sao Paulo and he's telling people that he prefers black women, but he can't really date black women in Sao Paulo, what can people believe? Like, people had an issue with that, right? And Austin has said it so many times before he even went there. He said, if there's a minimum amount of black women in a city, if it's mostly white, they will tend to date outside their race, right? And it's harder for Austin to meet those women. So, which is fine, right? So he acknowledges that, and he moves on to the next one, different race. What he's going to do? Just be dry?
Well, yeah. So here's my thought. Overall, I more or less agree with that. But here's my more in-depth response. I think it was a little bit of like more sample size needed and a little bit of bad luck. But at the same time, I do think what he was seeing, there's a lot of truth to it. And I was saying earlier on the stream that there's exceptions to this. There's a lot of exceptions to this, but I think it's even more common that generally the more different you look than somebody else this day and age, the more they're going to want you. If you're black, white girl's going to want you. If you're white, brown Latino's going to want you.
Yeah.
And Sao Paulo is just difficult as hell in general. If you're a white guy going for black girls, this is kind of the reason why I was kind of grateful that I made that my home base for a while, is because when I was in Colombia, first of all, I guess things are changing. I don't want to get too much off on a tangent, but Colombia was kind of on easy mode in general. I think things are, attitudes are really bad towards gringos now. And then especially me, I was a celebrity in that city. I had between 2 different accounts, more than like 12K organic followers. I could literally post on my Instagram, hey, who wants to get dinner with me tonight? And I could have 40 women, probably 17 out of the 40 are like 8s or above, gorgeous, vying to go out with me. But I'm grateful that I then had to go to Sao Paulo, or I chose to go to Sao Paulo afterwards, because that made my education, my courses, my teachings, my ability to be a coach 1,000 times better, because I'm now in a place where, it's quite a bit. It's a lot easier than dating in America. But compared to like Manaus or Philippines, like it's not that much easier. So Sao Paulo was great because I got to play the game on hard mode again and really, up my. I don't want to get too off topic, but I had an idea one time where I make these funny videos. So basically, the idea is you're following random women on Instagram, liking their photos and following them. How can you get them to follow back? How can you make a great profile so when they go, hey, who's this random guy who commented on my shit or followed me? Who is he? Let me check out his resume, his Instagram. I make these, I call it charming video content. There's a lot of ways to be charming in videos, but the easiest way is humor. That strategy, which doubled by putting funny videos, funny 30 to 15 to 30 second reels pinned to the top on my Instagram, and me being funny and charming and speaking Portuguese.
Or speaking a different language, right?
Yeah, exactly. Doubled the rate of women that follow me back. So I was grateful to like have to be pushed to the edge and like, kind of discover this. But now it's like where we are now, bro. I will say that for me, for my money, again, the city is Manaus, Brazil, Amazon, Department of the Amazonas. It's the best fucking city I've been for dating in my fucking goddamn life, bro. It is silly, like how a very normal guy like me who's in they call it the ugly duckling phase of a hair transplant. I mean, bro, like we've been going out in cold, like you've seen me do like maybe 6 cold approaches and at least 3 have been like an amazing result. Like the Venezuelans texting me back right now. I put a vlog out where one girl lit up like a Christmas tree. The whole thing is filmed. Shout out to myself, Chance Plug Redbeard Rants on YouTube. Like I wanted a date with her. I vlogged that so you guys can see from cold approach, me getting her, and then taking her on the date. And my point being is like, do I have better game? Am I more charismatic and interesting than all you fucking losers in the chat? Yes, I am. But even if I'm also a pretty normal guy. And like, even if I was normal, even if I was one of you losers in the chat, I would still be doing well. But of course, I'm way better than all of you guys in the chat. Unfortunately, you guys have to accept that. Sorry.
Yeah, like Austin said about Sao Paulo, though, right? Even though it's a tough town, he was still doing pretty damn good, right? It just
more than one a week.
Better than it would have been in Texas.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like, it was still good. I mean, you still had some decent women. I mean,
No, I've seen, yeah.
above average women, I would say.
But we will both agree that it's a phenomena everywhere, but it's even more strong in Sao Paulo, that the second you go for about a 7 to a 7.5 and above, the drop-off rate, the flake rate, and the difficulty just goes exponentially through the roof.
I'm sure.
Are you laughing when he said, like, it looks like I survived a fire? Shout out to Did Nomad. Casey doing numbers even look like he just survived a car fire. This is the thing I want to say to the people, right? Like, people like to talk shit. Like, my teeth are kind of yellow. I don't have a gorgeous face. I'm not like super buff or athletic. I'm not super tall. I'm not.
How
super
tall
rich.
are you, Casey?
5'10". I'm the exact same height as Austin. So 5'10" and a half, 5'11". Like literally to the centimeter, they're the same height. But if despite all this, offensively pale skin, not good looking, yellow teeth, like I got attacked by a flamethrower. If I'm pulling legitimate nines and vlogging about it and showing receipts, and I have people going with me that could vouch for me that I'm doing this live in front of their faces, what's your excuse? Why, like, everyone on the internet is tall and good looking and makes a lot of money, but you don't have receipts. Why do I have receipts and you don't?
Yeah, it's funny. I since I live part-time in Cali, I need to go get my teeth checked out there. Drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes, they're not exactly the whitest teeth, You can get your whole teeth. You can get,
I've been delaying. I do need to and this is something that maybe you can even do a module on this, Austin. But
women love the teeth, man. The teeth are one of the. It's important to a lot of different cultures. They're really into teeth. Why do you go to Colombia, for example, and you see everybody wearing braces? I mean, almost everybody's wearing braces, right? So I think they put a lot into a person's teeth, their smile.
Yeah, I got to get that fixed. But again, like, I mean, bro, yellow teeth and
I need to work on it.
Attack hairline.
I still get the girls, too. So like.
Let me ask you this, Papi Rico. Do you blend a little bit of provider game in there, correct?
Pay well, a little bit. I mean, it depends. I've been going to Colombia for 5 years, and I would say the last girl I was dating in Cali, she was trying to get me to be her sugar dad. But I've known her for over a year, but I wasn't smashing her. I was just going out for as a friend. And then finally she wanted to have a relationship with me, but I think she just wanted to try to land the whale, and she wanted to try to see if she can extract from me if she was going to give me, she wanted to see if she was in a relationship with me, would I support her the way she wanted to be supported? And I'm just not that damn easy.
Yeah.
So like, I'd have to pay for her nails, take her to the mall, like Hardin Plaza, buy her like a little outfit, like $80, But to tell you the truth, man, spending money on her nails and spending money for an outfit, she's well worth it. Well worth it. She's cool. She was cool as hell. And
we were talking about this earlier. There's kind of a balance, Like, you want to chime in on this, or?
Well, I call it return on investment.
About the beginning of the stream, you talking about pay for the nails.
Well, yeah, we were just saying that, like, at the same time, again, it's balance. So there's a thing called like calibration that they talk about in game, and I guess calibration, I would define that as what, like, learning how to read social cues. Like, for instance, there's sometimes where, like, I'll be like talking to a girl, and then at first we're like, I gotta flip the mic on my thing first thing is I gotta talk with both hands. But like we're talking and it's like this, right? And then we're talking like this, and then we're talking like this. Like, she's like gradually, like, slowly backing up, and that my calibration goes, oh, like, I noticed that. Very nice to meet you, and I let her, like, escape, basically. And what I mean by that is, like, calibration in a dating frame. There's a balance between, like, look, at some point all women cost money. Women are expense. Women are liability and they cost money, but they should be so in your frame and they should be asking for very, very little. And you should feel like a strong burning desire. Like the way people are like, well, how do you know when you have strong burning desire? One way is like when you just cannot give them enough dick. Like it is impossible. You have these girls, I think you said in Kenya they were like that or something, right? Like you can dick them down 3 times over the course of 4 hours and they want more. And then,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's like one way.
Well, there you go, right there, right? Like when a girl's constantly asking for stuff, like that shit is just not cool. And like my girl, she was, we were friends for a long time, and I never bought it. She would always ask me to buy her nails and stuff like that. I love to tell the girls that try to get you to buy them things when you're not in a relationship. I just tell them no. We go out as friends and we hang out, go to nice restaurants and go to, Starbucks or whatever, but I'm not buying you anything, man.
But do you mean on sugar daddy sites or Tinder or Day Game? Or
No. I met some strange reason. I think I met a girl on Tinder and then I had an IG and she was a friend of this girl on IG and I found her as a friend of another girl on IG. And so I just messaged her IG. And then she hit me back and we went out.
IG is fire. Real quick, what does it mean? I don't know this new lingo. Casey looks like a white. Those white. A white.
Yeah.
A white. Okay. Yeah. Because
I don't know why they put that.
YouTube. I look like a white Floyd. They also said I look like Tory Lanez.
White Floyd.
Floyd Mayweather, not Floyd. But I've been compared to the Floyd as well. I think more for my personality. I've also been compared to what's it called? I said Tory Lanez, weird shit. QB Passport Bro Flexen says Rico is a sugar daddy though. Game won't work. LOL. What do you say? Shots fired. Clap back.
Seriously, these are guys like, I travel. My Spanish is somewhat decent. Like I know how to move in Colombia, right? Like, and I found a lot of good women in Colombia, either through IG, through Colombian Cupid, or just cold approach on the street, and that is my favorite. I'd rather meet a girl, or somebody on the street versus meet them online. Because even if I meet them online, then I got to vet them, right? To make sure they are who they are, make sure they're not going to try to, do they want money? Are they a pro? Or what if I meet them and all of a sudden they're going to try to scope me? So I'd rather meet them, in person. But if I meet them online, I meet them online, and then I just meet them at a very safe location that I pick, obviously.
Yeah, I think cold approach is the funnest and most genuine. It's also a great story too. Like I was telling the girl that I was dating, like we have a great story. It implies like confidence if she tells her friends, like, "Oh, he just saw me at the mall, thought I was cute, and approached me immediately." It paints a good picture. But correct me if I'm wrong, but QB Passport Bro Flexen, if you're still in the chat, I think unless I apologize if I'm wrong, if I'm confusing the name, but I believe you are talking a lot of shit too. So if you got something to say. I'm live now as well.
He's the black dude that goes to Mexico. He's cool.
Well, no, I could be. I don't remember.
I mean, he's cool, but he may not like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that is possible, right?
Oh, he probably doesn't. It's the internet. Everyone's got a fucking opinion. Everyone hates to see a guy that they don't think like deserves beautiful women, doesn't deserve to be traveling. You know what I realized is like if I was a good-looking guy, like a super good-looking guy, like an Austin Dunham or who's the guy with a fresh Fit and Fearless, FitX Fearless. Dudes are hella gay. It's the same way, like you cannot have a female pop singer sensation unless she's also beautiful, like Britney Spears or Becky G. They have to be young and beautiful and be able to sing. Ariana Grande. You cannot have like an ugly Ariana Grande. It's not just your singing ability. You have to be cute. It's the same thing with this influencer shit, bro. I noticed that like a lot of these guys get like on the dick of like good-looking male influencers because they feel like they quote unquote deserve it. And people, I think, hate on me a bit more. Although everyone gets hate online. I guess I'm not that special, but
I'm sure everybody does. But I mean, like, yeah. But and the reason why, like, when we were talking about earlier, the social circle, right? The reason why I say like like the guy that was on the show, like the guy that Austin interviewed last, that dude was chill as that dude was chill. I may not agree with
Wait,
every
which dude was it?
said,
Sorry.
but
Sorry, Poppy, who are you talking about again?
I'm talking about the guy that Austin interviewed yesterday.
Which
Like
the guy
that was saying Medellin was super dangerous.
Oh, the guy with like the strong like East Coast accent.
Yeah.
He had a good personality as far as being really chill. You know, I may not have. I rewatched the interview because I didn't catch it from the beginning when I joined yesterday. And I did rewatch our fun, but you know, one of the things he was saying, and I agree with, right? He said, and I'm gonna tell you, this is real, right? Like, you know, it is hard to meet higher value women when you're a foreigner. You know, like most of the guys, most of the, you know, Americans, let's just say Americans, right? Go to different countries. We're going to tend to meet the lower value women. I call them low value, but maybe they're poor. Maybe they don't come from families with money. Maybe they have less education. It's a higher probability that those are the types of women we're going to meet versus ones that are come from a rich, you know, wealthy family, ones that are educated, ones that speak English, for example. That's one of the differentiators. You don't want the ones that speak really bad English because you know how they learn their English. But the ones that actually speak really good English or English well, they usually are educated in bilingual schools. And
what you're saying is true for Colombia, but you got to get out more. In the Philippines, they would.
Philippines is different. Yeah.
I'm talking about also like what you're put it this way. Like, I don't know the percentage, 60-40, 70-30, but like it's true. What you're saying for a lot of places, it's true where you go, which is Colombia. And it's also not true for, I would say it's,
dude,
for most places.
It's true for Colombia. It's true for Thailand, 100%. You're not going to meet the rich girls. It's really hard, man. They don't want to mess with the farang. I used to date a doctor in Bangkok, and you know the only reason why I dated her was because she was a freak. And I met her in America, but you know she's rare. It's very rare that you would have a Western type Thai girl that's a pediatric cardiac anesthesiologist kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying a lot of these countries, they do prefer their own people. The wealthy will prefer to be with their own people plus people that have money and do these, you know, I'm just going to say it seriously. There's also a high percentage of people that go to these countries from the United States that don't have money, man. They're not equal to the high value women in Colombia even. Like there's no way, man. Like these people, I know people that drive a Ferrari in Cali, right? Like I can't afford a Ferrari. Like I almost got, it was one of my things I was going to try to buy, but I could never afford a Ferrari in Colombia. Hell no. In America, yeah, possibly.
Yeah, it's like 4 times as expensive.
Go abroad now. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Salute to you as well.
And he was
there. That's Go Abroad. Yeah, he was cool, dude.
Like she shouted me out too. I didn't know he watched my channel, so shout out to him. And also,
yeah, I think that dude has a cool, laid back personality. And like I said, I didn't listen to everything, but I liked the way he talked. I liked that he was chill, and I believe in most of the things he said. I agree with.
He had an entertaining voice with that. I've never heard a stronger East Coast accent. But
he's cool. He was cool, dude, man. He's laid back as fuck.
Yeah, cool.
And that dude, that other dude, the black dude, the one that was in Rio, not Marty, but the other guy.
Tyshawn.
No, not him.
Oh, the guy with the dreads. Jesse.
Yeah, he was cool, man. He was funny, man. He was having fun.
QB passport, bro. You don't want that smoke though. He's running.
You know, QB passport, bro. Dude.
Now he says, I have no problem.
QB passport, bro, is like 6'6", dude.
Yeah, I don't care.
Motherfucker will pull out that mandingo, slap it around your neck, and choke you with it, man.
Hey, man. Casey, you ever been to Guyana? No, I haven't.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is that dude. I think his voice is a little funny, but for especially for a big tall dude. But he's cool. He knows Mexico. He's the Mexico expert.
Gotcha.
But my point is,
you want to send him to
Who?
QB passport, bro? Have him call in.
Yeah, we
If he
dropped the
wants-
call-in link.
Yeah, we dropped the call in like QB passport, bro. If you wanna,
so my
Sorry, you
point,
guys
wanna holler.
but my point is right. In order to get a higher value woman, the social circle helps you get the higher value ones. I mean, you could cold approach and get lucky, but
I mean, look, we've said this a million times. Listen, if you know a top 1% of guy who has a conveyor belt of women that he, prints out of a fucking injection mold factory, and he can just clone new women and send them your way, like me when I was doing events in Colombia, like this gay dude that's a friend of a friend in Brazil where we know. Sure. But again, like I was just drinking caipirinhas on the beach and I said, hey, bro, can I borrow your sunscreen? And then we got to talking and now he has 18 beautiful women that he invited me out to meet tonight. That doesn't happen.
So what I do is I go to nice places, right? Like if you go to places where wealthy people go, you will meet wealthy people. And then you actually interact with those wealthy people. You speak Spanish to them. You and they speak English. It's less work, right? And then all of a sudden you're going to meet these guys. And guess what they always tell me? I'm going to tell you what they always tell me, right? They always tell me to tell all my friends, don't date women from stratum 1, 2, 3. Only go for, maybe go for 3, 4, 5, 6, right? But definitely not 1, 2, maybe not even 3. Go for the 4, 5, 6. And the reason why they say that, and I don't like to discriminate based on class, like based on money, right? But they're basically saying, these 4, 5, 6 girls, they don't need your money, and
money's not necessarily something I even care about in a girl. Though, let's read the super chat. Theo Anderson, if you're doing serious time in the country, you're not getting the cream of the crop or anywhere near it. Don't lead with your wallet. No bullshit. But wait,
he meant
I
if
think
you're not
yeah,
doing serious time.
Yeah.
Right?
But again, that just depends on the country. This is why, again, like Theo Anderson, I agree for like many countries, right? Like you're right about many places, but clearly you've never been to Manaus. Well, I feel like I damn near like can't miss.
It does
like,
feel
bro,
like that.
Every time I go to the mall with Austin, and like these girls, I mean, don't even like gas me up, like, or whatever, big me up. Like what, like how beautiful are these girls that I'm getting interactions with, going on dates with?
The last one, okay, the first one that gave you the choosing signal Saturday before we went on the boat, that one was at least a solid 9, especially when you saw her in her sexy clothes.
Oh yeah,
on Instagram, and they were not lingerie. That's not what I mean. But then the one today, sorry you guys, I'm congested. My thoughts are slow. The one today that you just approached that was wearing a pink gym outfit was for sure global 9, if not more.
Oh, global 9. So Austin, curious, is this place better than Salvador?
No.
and wait. And is the reason it's not better than Salvador is because you prefer black women and
No, Salvador had more to do. Like if we're talking about the city, no, absolutely not. More to do, more convenient.
What about
just dating?
Just dating.
Dating only. They're almost the same. Like my first 7 days in Salvador was just like my first 7 days here almost.
Sounds like a good place.
Real quick. Why would you want a high value woman? The more money she has, the more of a headache she will be. You want a woman that somewhat depends on you. Here's the thing. I agree and disagree. I mean, overall,
Yeah,
I think
tough one.
you're for the most part right. But like these would be my 2 cents on that. It's all about frame, right? And how like into you she is. If she's just super head over heels, she sees you as a rock star, and it just so happens that she has her own money or her family has money, but she's super submissive and puts you on a pedestal. Why not? It can't hurt. You know what I mean? Like her, family wants to surprise you and buy you guys a vacation, and for once you don't got to go in your own pockets. Cool, why not? But I totally agree that like, and again, I can tell a lot of the dating advice or the comments comes from the frame of like American women. Whereas like, yes, a career woman in America who makes her own money, who doesn't have to depend on you at all, would be fucking headache. So LV, I mean, overall, yes, I do agree with you, but and if you're talking about American women, I 100%, but overseas and stuff. I mean, bro, I've seen women that are like in law school while also working 40 hours a week, super ambitious women that are just like, and make good money. I did a Brazilian girl that probably made like, from what I'm guessing, judging by her car and the designer clothing she wore, she probably made like 7, 8, 9 grand a month or more in Brazil. Like, so, times that by 3, for her buying power. But anyway, she was just like submissive as a kitten with me, and that's all that mattered.
Yeah, there is a risk. So the reason why I'm saying it is it depends if you want a high value woman, right? And there is a risk to having a high value woman. One of the mothers of my ex-girlfriends, who was like a stratum 1 or 2 girl, right? But she was hot, right? And the mother told me, well, if you start dating I was going to start dating a lawyer in Colombia. If I start dating this lawyer, this girl had expensive taste. And all of a sudden, maybe she's going to expect me to pay for her expensive taste, right? So there's one problem. Like the higher value women, or the ones that come from rich families, she may not have the capability to make the money, but if her parents are supporting her, and all of a sudden it becomes your responsibility to support her, you may have to take care of her at a high level. So she could.
You know what? You got to find point. You got to find point. I went on a first date with a girl, and I never won that second date with her for a few reasons. But one of them is like, I just said to myself, like, damn, I'm going to go fucking broke dating this chick, because we would just like, she even joked, she's like, I have a sugar daddy. I have a confession. Like, what the fuck? My dad. And I'm like, oh, like your dad. She's like, yeah, my dad owns all these businesses. And like, like I have a credit card that's like virtually unlimited. But because of my lover boy game, and because I just kind of like make this clear to girls in Brazil, I'm like, protector, provider, daddy frame with these girls. And went to this restaurant, and she would like, let's try a little bit of this, and let's order this super expensive sushi. Have like 2 bites of it, and like leave the rest to like toss and have 2. Like I spent like $120 on this fucking dinner. And I'm just like, yeah, this girl, and then like I paid for it. And like this girl just does not value money. And like, yeah, like exactly what you said. She's used to having an unlimited credit card from her daddy. Exactly. And then now I'm going to be like her other daddy. And
exactly.
So
and that's what I was thinking. The lawyer girl that I was dating, I think she came from a rich family, and she wanted to marry me. Like she was like talking really serious. We were barely dating. We barely knew each other. And man, she would scare me, man. Like I don't want a girl to blow my budget up. Even if I have money, it doesn't matter. I don't want to spend it like that.
You're a broke boy. No, I'm kidding. Let's address this one super chat. I'll clarify. Speaking about big cities in South America, I'm currently in Lima, Peru. Most passport bros need to up their standards and stop messing with the bottom of the barrel. Yeah, agreed. And this is, I'll give my quick 2 cents on it. If you're going to leave to another country, especially for dating, which is the only fucking reason most of us, are in this chat are leaving, leaving home, leaving America, it better be with some good quality, like bad bitches, some quality women. It makes no, like, if you wanted to date ugly bitches, you could have just stayed home.
Yeah, some people actually do date equally ugly bitches from the United States and in other countries.
It's sad. You could have just stayed home.
So who's the new guy?
Come on, man. You know who it is, man.
Are you the guy from yesterday?
You said what?
I can't tell. Like I can't see the name.
Nah, Blessed Reeves, man.
Oh, it's Blessed. What's up, dude?
Hey, what up, bro? Hey, somebody said some stupid shit in the chat, man. Talking about why the foreigners haven't bagged you yet. Bro, the problem is whether they like you or not, or whether they got money or not, their friends and family are gonna be on their ass about dating a gringo. Most of them anyway. So I mean, you're gonna run into that issue a lot. A lot of the times, even if they like you, they won't even like. They wouldn't consider anything long term because you're a gringo, bro.
Sorry, this is where?
You said what?
This is, and what city were you talking about? They won't consider you if you're a gringo?
You know what? I've been to a couple of countries. It seemed like most of them in South America, anyway.
Well, my experience in South America is just mostly Colombia and Brazil, and I would say in Brazil that, for the most part, doesn't exist. But Colombia, I would say you're fucking spot on, bro. Yeah, like I put out a whole. It's my most viral video. I think it was I don't know, like not even that many, like 80K views. Where I basically just made that point that like there are some beautiful, educated, English-speaking, classy women who don't do OnlyFans in Medellin. Problem is, they're just, you would never meet them. You would never go out with them
never
as a foreigner. Ever.
I mean, it's very difficult. Let's just say that.
Actually, I don't think it was QB Passport Bro flexing who was talking this shit. I think it was it TLO Passport Bro? Someone was talking shit. So
could have been TLO.
Probably TLO. So TLO, you can join and talk that shit, and you know.
Oh, he's not gonna join.
He's not gonna join.
He's not gonna join.
He's a troll. Listen, again, I think it was you. Again, my apologies if it wasn't you, TLO Passport Bro. I think you were talking shit, but if you weren't,
Casey, I mean, if you're gonna call out somebody, you gotta make sure you call out the right motherfucker. Because before you were talking,
we got QB Passport Bro, TLO Passport Bro,
everybody wants to be a
XYZ Passport Bro. I don't want to clap at somebody who doesn't deserve it, but like these motherfuckers are. Y'all got similar ass usernames, similar ass icons. Didn't the other guy have a flag in his?
Base Gaze said thoughts on Mexico City. Seems like Mexico is slept on for black men. Also for new passport bros, how much Spanish do you need for Latin America?
I'll answer this one.
Ooh.
There is no city on planet Earth that has worse quality, more butt ugly, disgusting women than Mexico City. Every woman is obese and overweight there. I've heard that some Venezuelan.
That shit, dude. I cannot believe that shit.
I'll bet you a fucking Senior Diners Club credit card. No, I'm kidding. No. It is true. I've heard that some Venezuelans have fled to Mexico City, and maybe even a few Colombians.
Venezuelans are everywhere, dude.
Yeah. But I mean, like Mexico City, I don't know off the top of my head, but it has many millions of people. I don't know the population of Mexico City, but you know, I don't know, 50,000 Venezuelans flee there, 100,000, 200,000. You're still talking about an incredible minority. But yeah, if you catch one of those, cool. Otherwise, yeah, if you like big fat women, then
I mean, and the Spanish part, dude, like if you're thinking about going to a Spanish speaking country, start studying on Duolingo ASAP. That's it, man. Like, it's obviously better if you know Spanish. The more Spanish you know, the better you're going to be.
Well, yes, but if you only have fat bitches to speak your Spanish with.
Well, no. Well, what I'm saying, though, because he was just saying also for new passport bros, how much Spanish do you need for Latin America, right?
Oh, that's the other part of the question.
That's everywhere, right? That's everywhere, wherever the fuck he wants to go.
Yeah, a fucking lot. Like, here's the thing again.
The more you know, the
people
better.
Are different. My buddy David Bond, if anybody know him, he would be famous. At least I don't know if he's famous for this, but to me, he was famous for this, of being like, he could go to some girl, some Asian country, and be like, "Hello, little girl, we go ice cream. You like ice cream?" And she'd be like, "Yes, I like ice cream." I can't do that fucking baby talk. I like to connect with people. I like to get deep in more ways than one. And fuck, man, if you don't really speak a language, and I just find it's like bored. If you're not one of those people, I have other girls that like, other guy friends that are like, look, as long as she's submissive, she sucks and she fucks, it's cool. I don't need to like stimulating conversation with her, but you know, I kind of do. And you'd be shocked if you can meet in the middle, right? If it's like,
In the middle.
You have halfway some kind of decent Spanish. See, she has some kind of halfway decent English. You would be shocked at like how well you can meet in the middle.
It'll work. And seriously, like you don't need deep conversations with a girl usually, right? So you don't have to have awesome Spanish. You know, obviously the better it is, you know, great, but the women who want to really talk to you, they're going to understand you. They're going to try. And unfortunately, you can go to the damn Google Translator if you really have to. That's
QB Passport Bro Flex and says Mexico has talent. He ain't choosing Casey. Listen, you can take your tortas, bro. You can have your tortas. Tortas means, what does torta mean? Like cake, I guess. You can have your fat
torta
bitches,
cake.
Your little panzas, panzotas. I got, bro. They don't make. There's not enough forests and enough trees to print the amount of receipts that I fucking got. I could share. I wouldn't do it because you fucking. I may like scroll through it quickly, but I have a Google Drive of. It must be. I couldn't say how many gigabytes of receipts I have of me doing parties, me macking on girls, me approaching women, me getting their phone numbers, me dating them. So, I mean, QB, it's. I don't know. Anybody in the chat who's been to Mexico City could.
Well, QB's the dude that knows Mexico.
Yeah.
And it seems like QB was the one talking smack to you because he just talked smack to you in a super chat.
No, I think I was thinking. I think I was thinking of TLO. I don't think it was. QB.
Oh, really?
Now QB. I don't know. QB probably said something that wasn't that bad. I think it was TLO actually. But again, I don't want to accuse anybody who didn't actually talk shit.
Theo says, yep, 100%. If you're trying to date a decent girl in Latin America that's upper class, the family has the final vote. Speaking on Peru and Ecuador.
Come on, man. The family in any wealthy, almost any wealthy family, you know, they're going to have the final vote in most, you know, countries that have culture. I mean, yeah, like even when I got engaged to my ex-wife, and she's from a poor, well, she's not poor, but just say middle class family. The grandmother made the decision. The father didn't want his daughter to get married. You know, the grandmother said, "Hell yeah."
Yeah, and I mean, everything these people are saying are right. There's a few exceptions, and this is why I like Brazil because, that will happen, but I feel like just like way less. Like in Brazil, I think. Have you ever seen any like very strong anti-American? They're very like touchy if they think you're here for any type of sex tourism. But outside of that, I would say that they're very accepting.
No, I don't think they're very anti-American. But like you said, if it comes to sex tourism.
Yeah, like certain topics, they don't want foreigners coming to their country and doing certain things. I mean, that's just normal.
That's for sure.
And then also Brazil's like 9 countries in one, bro. Brazil, that's
fucking
Brazil
huge.
Has
dude.
a greater, yeah. Unless I'm mistaken, unless the stat has changed, I guess, and you know, I think I'm still accurate on this. Brazil has more people than all other South America combined, meaning Colombia, Venezuela, Bolivia, Chile, Peru, Ecuador, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay. Brazil has more people than all of those combined. And if I'm wrong about that, at one point that was true.
I believe so.
So you go to the South and like the attitudes of like how white they want you to be, how black they want you to be, if they'll let a foreigner, you know, marry into like, Chile, I forgot, a rich family would probably vary a bit too. It's crazy. They get mad at us for fucking their women with all the single. Yeah.
I mean, you know, yeah. It's sort of interesting. Like, I never got any negativity from me dating somebody in Colombia, you know, or especially like what, you know, just say sometimes you date a black woman in America, being a white man, people might look at you, but people really, man, they don't really, they care extremely less in Colombia if you're dating a black woman. I mean, they just, you know, they're just so less racially focused on things there. So, which
I mean,
I think is sort of interesting because you do see less white men with black women in America, right? Like I don't think there's a whole mess of them, right? There's only a few Poppy Ricos.
All right, QP fast forward real flex. It sounds like Casey sounds like he had a bad experience in Mexico City, like his buddy David Bond. I did. Yeah, spot on. Called out, and you got me. I went there and said, "Yo, I like this. Looks like I don't know, just the fattest bitches I've ever seen. I'm in the wrong spot."
It can't
like,
be true, Casey. Casey, that can't be true, man. You can't be stereotyping the damn Mexico City. I've heard nothing but good things about Mexico City. Heard that it'd be a really great place to live, actually. And I'm sure they got fine women, man. There's no way it's just a bunch of fat Mexican women. No,
it is, bro. Like, I could go like 3 weeks walking the streets without seeing a person, say over the age of 15, 16, that wasn't like medically obese. All these path workers get mad receipts in the land of P4P Colombia. You guys understand that there's you can like search people by like their faces, right? Like you can I won't give the sites away, but you can literally, there's like, well, one's called Pimp Eyes and stuff like that. There's a lot of these places. You will never see a receipt that I posted like her face, like you can like get the facial recognition like software on her face, and it'll like show, like she will never be on a cam site, a sugar daddy site, and that's like you will never see one of my receipts appearing as like, oh yeah, we saw her working at Gusto's, the girl that Casey said he met on Instagram. I pick up girls with like high level influencers in person all the time. So yeah, QB's butthurt, but I get it. When you only date fat chicks, yeah, it must be bad for your self-esteem.
Whoa.
Casey, don't tell me you had an encounter with Gordita. Come on, bro, say it ain't so. But no, man. I mean, you could probably even get some like Mexican like some data on like Wikipedia about like Mexico as a country and.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. What I heard, right? This is what I've heard, right? I heard Mexico is a good place to live, but I would probably be better off bringing my bitch from Colombia or wherever the hell else.
Bitch.
It would be better to source outside of the country and bring the girl into the country.
Yeah, well, also there's other like Sinaloa, and Jalisco. Those like I guess states are good. Nothing against.
I heard there's. I mean, I heard there are attractive women there. But so, I don't know. Some people. Says,
real quick, nothing against you, Casey. Instead of questioning your receipts, let's you and Austin go on a double date. I mean, we kind of already have. I mean, my friend brought a girl, but she ended up.
She didn't like me.
Didn't like me. Hey man, it doesn't. It's the social circle didn't work that time.
Well, it did. It just didn't work for me because it was me and another guy. But like she was one of those girls where I like, oh, hey, I'm Austin. What's your name? She told me her name, but I could just look at her in her face. I was like, yeah, she don't like me. I could just look at her. So we ended up sitting next to each other. I was like, so are you from Manaus? Yeah.
Oh, God.
How old are you? 21.
You gotta.
I was like, fuck it. This motherfucker don't lie. I knew it.
You gotta overcome the hot girl blasé.
No, I disagree. With her, I disagree.
Yeah, she wasn't worth it.
Because no, I disagree with her. I disagree with that on her because whenever she liked Patrick, because Patrick and I sat at the same table as she came by, and she just started asking him where was he from.
Oh yeah. And you know what's funny? When I was in the car with my girl, I asked her. I was like, "So which one of my friends do you think she's gonna like? Is she like a chocolate girl or a vanilla girl?" She's like, "Oh, she's gonna choose Patrick."
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, this is what I was saying. Like, race does matter. I would agree that by and large, a larger percentage of women would be more like impressed to meet a white guy here than a black guy. But that's not to say Austin isn't getting great results or anything like that.
Yeah, and that's why. But again, that's why my approaches can last like 5 seconds. Like I knew when I told her my name and she told me her name, I could just look at her in the face. Like she made that quick. She made it quick. Girls that I fuck they tell me their name a little slower.
Yeah, it's Isabel.
She made it
Isabel.
Like that. Yeah, she was Isabel. I was like, yeah, I knew it.
Let's go. There's some comments. QB said you can't buy win in Mexico like Colombia. If you got enough pesos, you can buy anything home. Boy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can guarantee you, if I really wanted to buy it, I can buy it. But
is Marty W Marty McFly or no?
No,
that's a different Marty. Marty W says, Casey, I don't think you could pick up QB IRL fan. What he's saying is like I could get like in a day game scenario, I guess, like if you put him and I in the mall together and said, go out and pick up girls here. I think that would be great content. So yeah, I don't have any real beef with you, QB. We're just doing this for content. Yeah, QB, if you want to get together and
QB's a cool dude, man. He's not a bad
dude.
I'm
sure he is. Again, I think it was TLO. I don't think QB was talking shit. Again, yeah, I don't like that you were talking shit about my good friend David. Put it this way, QB, like people who gossip and talk about other people and do hit pieces. I won't even say the guy's name. And don't even put it in the chat, but like there's a certain dating coach that all he does is talk shit and do hit pieces, and he can't get a video above 5K views unless it's him doing a hit piece on another dating coach. That's just low. That's just not like, you should be making content to like help people. I don't know what you have against David, but again, I got no, major issues with you. It's just kind of like, I don't like to see people making hit pieces or talking shit on my friend, because at the end of the day, not to make the stream about David Bond, but like he lives an amazing life. He has women that he likes that a lot of other guys, some of them, especially, he's got one that's every guy would think is beautiful now, that worship him. He's happy. He's got money. He lives a great life. So whatever you want to say, you can say. But yeah, I would love to go out to a mall in anywhere in Latin America, preferably Brazil, preferably Manaus, but I would do it in Mexico City. Actually, no, I would not do it in Mexico City. I would do it in Guadalajara, where I would find girls I'm actually trying. Yeah, I'd go out and do a fun video. Hey, who can pick up more girls in real life? QB, message me or something. I'm not hard to find, and we'll do it. QB, the hater, by the way. I was candid. Okay, W. Joe. The arrogance is unbelievable. I'm just trying to catch up on these comments. Okay. Rico is goofy. Is a goofy.
Oh,
I was in Guadalajara, but it's a bit overrated. Okay. I don't know. I've heard good things about Guadalajara, man. And my friend Patrick was just there. They had to have these they're like white girls, but they don't have like the Irish like white look that I don't like. They look like white Latinas, and some of them are kind of tan. I think they're beautiful, honestly. But a lot of the best girls I've ever dated in Mexico, whether it was like back when I lived in America, when I lived in Los Angeles, when I lived in Vegas, or just traveling anywhere, a lot of the top girls I always date that were Mexican ended up being from Guadalajara. They're like white-ish, not like me white. They're obviously a little bit darker than me, but they're white. They have most of them at least have, and there's some exception. There's some with blue eyes, but most have dark eyes, dark hair, long straight hair, beautiful faces, a good combination of like Latina and European, and fat asses. They're not super fat like the girls in Mexico City. We should go. That you would love it.
Mexico City.
Yeah, you would probably. Actually, I don't know. 50-50. Maybe QB. If you're an expert in Guadalajara, how do black guys do there?
Yeah, one of my friends lives there. He's actually Mexican. He used to date my ex-girlfriend's best friend.
Yeah, I'm bullish on it. I think when I get back from Kenya, I might start in Latin America, just move my way up slowly and eventually make my way up to Mexico. Maybe DR. I don't know about DR. I feel like DR is just so like pay for play and passport broed out. Casey, how many women have you been with? Put it this way. I stopped counting at number 100, which I reached in 2014. And it's been 10 years since then. So I have no earthly idea. Probably around 300 to 400 if I had to guess, but I really don't know.
What were you just giving me your body count?
That's what he asked.
Oh shit, man. I got distracted and I hear this. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, Casey?
How many men have you been with? You talking about post-op or
Oh.
Who the fuck is counting 100? Yeah. White dude is light a one-hit wonder.
I tell you, it's funny. When I was younger, I used to actually count, and I used to actually write down the name of who I smashed. But man, that was a long time ago. I lost track, man. I was just,
I'm sure it was a very long time ago. No, I'm fucking with you.
Yeah.
After 70, you forget.
After 70, yeah. I mean, how many? Like, what's the point of keeping track, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, there is no fucking point in keeping. I don't know why I did. I think because like a lot of guys that get into game, not all guys, but you know, my pedigree, my background is like coming up with the RSD guys, RSD Tyler, Todd V dating, etc. And I came from like the typical like guy. I was like an upset, I guess you would say, incel virgin. I didn't get laid. I wasn't that late. I got laid at like 20. I was like 19 or 20, which doesn't even sound that bad, and it's not that bad. But you know, all my friends were having sex when they were 15, 16, 17. I never got any girls, shy, awkward, etc. So the whole like, I wanted to make up for lost time and get a lot of experience like that I didn't get when I was younger. And it was just fun. Like there's something about like, I don't know, like just trolling for hoes. Like, dude, trolling for hoes is like one of the greatest hobbies that like to forge a brotherhood with your wingman.
It is entertaining. Let's just say that. And especially when you're doing it with like, you're chilling with a friend, right? Like it's even more fun.
I made this point in the vlog. Like there was a point where, and the vlog is out right now. It's my latest upload where I literally like put my arm around this, like, she must have been at least 60, maybe 65-year-old woman. And I'm just flirting with her saying like, oh, you're going to be my next girlfriend and stuff. And she's just loving the attention from, you know, a decent looking American.
Wait, who said they had 300 or 400 women?
Me.
That was Casey.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. Casey's 36. Yeah, I'll be there. Well, I don't know if I'm.
But it's not even like a badge of honor.
It's not a bad. No, it's not. It just so happened that you fucked 300.
Yeah, just so happened that someone asked, like, and someone said like, what's the end game? I know Austin's end game is to have 6 different babies by 6 different.
No, five babies.
Don't
exaggerate.
My end game is just to find a girl that's beautiful, young, submissive, follows my lead, doesn't talk back to me, will let me do whatever the fuck I want, give me kids, give me an amazing family, smart, beautiful, love her, she loves me.
Jason said he likes the show tonight. He said that after you brought up the 300 bodies. So I guess everybody on the stream has at least 300 bodies right now, including Jason.
Yeah, like Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain said it was like 10,000, right?
No, I'm not on 300 though yet. I'm not at 300.
How old is Casey? I'm 36. But when my hair grows in, I'll look 30. Would you turn on a potential client who you know couldn't get any pussy in any country?
Ooh.
Would I turn down I mean, my goal would be to like, you know, fix that. I mean, if I just knew he, like, say he had like a half aborted fetus growing out of his face and he emitted an odor that could be detected from a half mile away that smelled like a dying skunk with diarrhea, and I just knew I couldn't help the guy, yeah, I'd probably be like, keep your money. Weird question, but so I guess no, I won't coach you, bro. QB Passport Bro said he's got receipts in Guadalajara. Check out your channel. How many subscribers does QB Passport Bro Flexen have? I'll check out his channel.
I can find
But
it.
yeah, fucking a lot of hoes is not like making you more of a man or anything. I do think, and Myron talks about this, and I agree that the end game is, what my end game is probably pretty similar. A submissive, beautiful girl that worships you, gives you kids, doesn't talk back to you, etc. That's probably what everyone in the chat wants. But in order to get that, like, how do you know? Fresh actually made the analogy of like a car, like, well, maybe this one, when you shift gears, that little subtle thing in the transmission where it kind of like clicked and it didn't change gears as well as it should, and the timing belt has like this screeching sound when you like do this, and the brakes are not going to, like, if you haven't drove or driven a lot of cars, how do you know to recognize a squeaky timing belt, bad brakes, and a weird transmission?
That's how I look at it.
You have to fucking date a lot of women first. Like like some guys, what's like a kind of like, okay, put it this way. Tristan Tate told the story about like he dated this girl that knows that he's super rich, like 5-star Michelin restaurants, private jets, top hotels, everything. And the girl knows this about him. And he took this girl on a trip, and she brought a hair dryer with her in her bag, not knowing that any hotel that isn't a super shitty hotel, any like 3-star and up hotel would have a hair dryer, an ironing board, an iron. Like, they just give you these things. So the naivete of her, the innocence of her to accept this trip from Tristan Tate, this, high value guy that she knows, and not know that there would be a hair dryer in any hotel he would pick out, showed her true innocence, showed that she wasn't a hoe, showed that she hadn't gone on, been taken on a lot of trips by a lot of high value guys. And that's like a green flag, I guess, right? People talk about red flags, but you got to be able to recognize green flags. And he said, okay, cool. Good girl, not a hoe, hasn't been taken out by, and a girl would never like try to outsmart a guy like that. Like, oh, I'm going to bring the hair dryer. So he thinks like girls don't think,
Marty said, why aren't any of these girls sticking with you?
Who
there
said
you
that
go.
I'm
I'm thinking that too.
Yeah, so people ask me that sometimes. Why aren't they sticking with me? I'm not sticking with them.
Okay.
I want to have kids by the time I'm 40, which is 4 years from now. So if I'm gonna reach that goal, it's gonna be the most important decision that I ever make. It's the person that could potentially, through a court system, try to rob my kids from me, take my kids away, lie, say that I hit her or something like that. Could try to divorce me. I may actually end up going to America to live one day after I found, my wife. It belongs to. It's really? Maybe we can talk about that if you want. But
there's a risk.
Maybe I'm like 50-50 on that. But just to wrap up on this point, like it's the biggest decision I'll have to make. And a lot of these girls are beautiful, but like if it's not like top chemistry with every green flag in the world, then I'm gonna move on. Plus, I got to get content for y'all.
Casey. QB Passport is 2.76K subscribers.
Okay, he's got.
But he's got 135 videos too. I mean, he does a lot of stuff. I posted a link in the chat.
Someone talk shit, so I have a reason to roast one of you motherfuckers. Casey definitely seems like a real light dude. Someone explain like slang to me. What does that mean, light?
What does light mean?
Like I'm a bitch? What does that mean?
I mean, he's definitely light skinned. You're definitely light skinned.
Casey definitely seems like a real light.
Let's be calling you just like a lightweight.
In terms of what, like?
I don't know. I heard the first person I heard use the term lightweight was Donald Trump. He called a news reporter a lightweight because he didn't like what they said. So I guess it's just like you're a nobody. Like you're just a lightweight. Like you're just you have a very low status in society.
Is that what he's saying?
You're like.
Do I have a low status in society? That's my worst fear. Anything but low status.
Lightweight.
Anything but light. QB has a full-time job. It's a side hustle to him. Yeah, I'm not a big YouTuber. I got 5.6K. I have really high engagement though. Like my videos to get like 3, 4, 5, sometimes 15K or more views off of a 5K channel is pretty good. And I've gotten 330 subscribers in the last week alone. I'm not being able to keep the velocity of uploads that I had been doing the last week, but that's a lot of new subscribers getting 1 week, 330. At that rate, that would be like over 50. It'd be like 17, 18K for a year. Not that I could keep that up, but
Not gonna lie to you guys. I want to get me a drink.
All right, let's cut this off.
I want to give me a drink. I took some allergy medicine, so I'm becoming less and less congested. So like I'm waking up. I'm like I was getting sleepy because I'm sick, and they won't give me antibiotics.
I guess you got like one more question to address, Linda. How did you get on Fresh and Fit, Redbeard? Who do you know? I'll tell the story real quick because I've told so many times. I was new in Miami and I was doing day game. I was at this place called Lincoln Road, and I saw this like cool, like well-dressed, smooth-looking black dude with like the cutest dog ever. And I was doing day game. I'm like, hey, you. He's like, what? Huh? I'm like, yeah, you. I know what you're doing with that cute dog. Like, come on. Like, I'm chasing these girls down, but you got them coming to you. You got a better strategy. Can you just like stand by me for a second while the girls come? And he laughed and we chatted for a bit. And I said, hey, man, I'm new in town. I don't know anybody. Let's go out and, I don't know, get a drink, pick up some bitches sometime, whatever. He's like, yeah, sure. Gave me his number. That guy turned out to be Fresh Prince CEO. This is years before the fame. He worked at Wix. He was a nobody back then. We moved in. We became roommates together. We survived the pandemic together, played Smash Brothers together. The entire shout out to anybody who plays Smash Brothers Ultimate. I'll fucking body you in Smash Brothers Ultimate. And then, I became his good friend. I was there the same day that him and Myron met. And then because I'm good friends with both of them since before the show, and I have a lot of value to offer as well, they invited me onto their show multiple times.
They said James would have said the pharmacist was racist.
I tell you, man, everything in James's life is about race.
You remember when he said he experienced racism more than his friends?
Dude, I'm serious. He said that, man. That's why I called him out on that, because that's weird, man. Like I know I have a lot of black friends, and nobody's ever said that shit. Like thought they were experienced more racism than all their friends. That's weird, man.
Let's see. Maybe I could just order a drink.
Butterfly says that's cool. See where you get yourself, or where you can get just being nice and introducing yourself to people. I read that fucked up, but yes, he basically said like just by being nice and introducing myself and being social. Look where it got me. It got me on the largest men's podcast in the world. One of the largest podcasts, period, not just men's podcasts. I'll try to get you on the podcast next time I see Walter. Actually, I think you said you're down. The easiest start to even get you your own show would be to have you do that speed dating. Or it's not speed dating. Have you seen their dating shit on Fresh? They do this dating shit now where it's kind of like a blind date. Like, it's a pretty simple premise. They just basically, there would be guys and girls in the studio. And I think even before the show starts, you kind of start talking to them. And then maybe you kind of pick who you'd be most compatible with. And then they put you on a blind date in front of everybody. Kind of traumatizing to go on a date with an American girl. Yeah, that would be the easiest way I could get you on the show.
It'd be easy content because I have no tolerance for their bullshit.
Yeah, he invited me to do it. And I'm just like, God, I'm also really bad at faking it with a girl I'm not attracted to, unless it's a wingman. Oddly enough, for a wingman situation, because I have a different type of motivation, right? So if I'm talking to a girl and let's say I knew I was being filmed and I wanted to get good content for camera, but I'm not at all attracted to her, it would be almost impossible for me to fake it. Hence why I didn't accept going on the show, because I couldn't turn on good flirting on a girl that I'm not attracted to. It would be some American chick. It would probably be a white girl. It wouldn't be a hot, big booty, feminine, submissive Latina. But the one exception to that, where I can turn on my game and flirt hella good and hold court with a girl that I'm not attracted to, is for a wingman situation. So if you need me to defuse a grenade, I can do that. Jubilee type content.
Oh yeah, they did bring me up last January.
Is that that's a feminist publication, right?
Jubilee? Yeah. Whenever Jubilee. I don't know Jubilee.
I'm part of the Cancel Kings. Yeah, I was saying this in the vlog. Almost everyone in my current social circle has been canceled at some point, which just shows you're doing things.
Hey, what is it? 12 o'clock over there?
It's 11.
Oh, it's 11. You guys are in the same time zone now?
Well, the place down the street they said they're closed, but they're not. Maybe I don't know.
If you want to end it, we can end it. I want to keep.
Well, I don't want to end it, and then because if we end the stream, all I'm gonna do is get this drink and go to sleep.
Video King says he bid on Fresh and Fit, didn't gain followers. F&F didn't bring you anything. So Video King, type in the chat, how many followers did I have before I went on Fresh and Fit, and how many did I have after? Because you clearly, you seem to keep a record of that. So let's put them there. Second of all, of the many clients I've had that I've worked with, the guys I've held that pay me thousands of dollars, first thing I ask every sales call, every guy that I help, how did you hear about me? Hey man, just curious, how did you hear about me? What do 80% of them say? I saw you on Fresh and Fit. I owe those guys a lot. Big shout out to them. People talk shit about them, but they're good guys, loyal. Like they don't owe me anything. Like I was Walter's roommate and friend. They didn't have to put me on their show. I didn't like save their life in Vietnam or something. But damn, Casey is getting roasted in here. Why, bro? Like it's the internet, bro. Yeah, this guy says I found Redbeard after FNF. Yeah, like for all of you guys who know me, probably more people in the chat know me from Fresh and Fit than know me from Austin. And this is Austin's fucking audience. I guarantee it. Put a 1 if it's from Fresh and Fit. So 1 if you've heard about me first on Fresh and Fit, or 2 if you first heard about me through Austin. And 3 if it was something else I get. So 1 Fresh and Fit, 2 Austin, 3 something else. So yeah, that just shows how retarded the internet is. Yeah. I gained nothing from being on Fresh and Fit. You're right. Yeah, we got okay. A couple 2s in there, mostly 1s. Okay, another 2. So we're at like 50-50. But for it to even be 50-50 in Austin's chat,
That's
is wild. David Bond. Interesting. Yeah, so we're like more like 60-40 in favor of Fresh and Fit, which is wild that more people heard about me on Fresh and Fit, or even equal, versus like the chat of the actual audience that we're currently on now. All right, I'm sure. All right, fuck it. What do you guys want to talk about now? You guys have any fucking questions? David Bond, David Bond, also a good friend of mine. He just wants to stay hidden. He just kind of got tired of being in the spotlight. Yeah, nobody watches David Bond because he archived his channel.
A lot of shit.
Yeah. And he has more money than you, and that you will ever have, and more girlfriends and more happiness in his life than you will ever have as well. And he doesn't need to be in the public eye anymore.
I mean, he's a good-looking dude, right? He did a I guess it was a vlog. I'm assuming it was a vlog. I don't think it was live. It was a vlog with Regular Guy. Did you see that in the Philippines?
No.
He said, "Take his dick out your mouth, Casey."
What did he say? Take whose dick out of my mouth?
David Bond.
Oh man, I like it in there though. Do I really have to take it out? Someone said, what was the okay? So here's the thing. Fresh and Fit is demonetized on YouTube, and a lot of videos, we have an inside source that's trying to get them monetized again. My most recent video got taken down, but it's on Rumble. I mean, it's just search like Casey Redbeard Fresh and Fit. You'll find some. There's one called it's in Spanish, unfortunately. Perra conoce a Franklin or Francisco Castillo. It means like bitch meets Frank Castle. Like just search Fresh and Fit Colombia, Casey Redbeard Fresh and Fit, and then there's more on Rumble where they didn't get taken down. But for Gobble Guy, I'm gobbling, dude. Frequent Flyer has been my biggest fan in this chat, saying that I fuck hookers and apparently
gobble Casey.
Keep his dick out your mouth.
Get your dick out.
That's funny.
Austin do not need FNF, especially when they are unmonetized. FNF numbers are not the same anymore. It's useless. That's another high IQ comment from Video
Exposure
King.
is exposure, man.
Yeah.
Like, especially, I mean, that's not, I'm not saying, it's not like them being monetized, even if they were monetized, it's not like I get their AdSense dollars.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's exposure.
And there's also a thing too, like if you never heard of somebody, but they said, oh yeah, like I did the marketing for Elon Musk and Donald Trump or whatever, instant credibility. So like just him saying like I've been on Fresh and Fit, like if
It's like Shark Tank.
Yeah. There's a Shark Tank effect. And then also, like, for example, if I wanted to collab with somebody, I said, hey, yeah, I'd like to collab with you. I like what you're saying. I've done, collabs with other creators in the space, including Austin Holloman, Fresh and Fit, David Bond, Austin Summers, Alex Playing with Fire, Sneeko, Sartorial Shooter. They're going to be like, oh, shit. He collabs with fucking winners. Damn, like, I should collab with this guy, right? Even though I don't have a huge channel. Just off the strength of me being on Fresh and Fit. Like, there's a guy, Defund Simping, just DM'd him out of the blue. Hey, man, exactly that message. Hey, I've done collabs with, people such as Fresh and Fit, he has, like 500K on TikTok. He's got a decent YouTube as well. Not that big. I think it was only like 15-ish K. But yeah, just, oh, you run Fresh and Fit? I'll collab with you. Also, I think like, people in the same industry like to help each other out. But it would be a good career move for him. So why the fuck not? More exposure.
Marty W. The fundraising goal is the Airbnb in Portugal, man. It's not cheap. Shit.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go to sleep. So I'm gonna drop. See y'all.
I've never heard Wesley say that.
Yeah, I'm trying to be good, so I'm gonna try to. I'm not going into the office tomorrow, so I'm not gonna be that good, but I'm gonna work from home. All right, man. See you guys.
See you, man. The fundraising goal is a minimum $897 for that's the cheapest one. I just booked one so I can know what neighborhood to go back to. But yeah, you guys, fucking Portugal is gonna be like Sao Paulo, $1,000 a month. It's looking like, which for Europe that's not bad.
You dude, my rent in Sao Paulo was 2,500 or not 22, 23, depending on the exchange rate.
Yeah, but it was different in Sao Paulo because Sao Paulo was cheaper once you started moving around compared to what I'm about to go to. Yeah. Like when I go to Germany, like, oh, you can get an Airbnb for $1,000 a month. Yeah, but you're gonna spend $1,000 a week.
And then what's that? Edibing? How you say it? No, I'm not going with Austin to Europe, but I'm gonna go to Kenya with him. So I'll be staying in Brazil, I think. Just bouncing around Brazil, and then eventually, I'll go to Kenya with him. And
the neighborhood I'm looking at, Travelux is Cais do Sodre. Cais do Sodre.
I've heard good things about Portugal, but I don't think it's going to be like a crazy place for talent.
They got some bad. We did a Tinder swipe in Portugal last November, bro. They got some bad curly hair black chicks. They got some bad white chicks.
Really?
It's almost like here from what I saw.
Okay.
I need to stay in Barrio Alto. Let's see how much if it's cheaper over there. But I'd like to be in walkable areas too, though.
Yeah, Portugal. Like I said earlier, the good thing is that high English rate, man. God, it really it really helps, man. Because like sometimes I'll be on a date with a girl and I like her, we're connecting, but bro, to speak Portuguese or even Spanish, 3 hours, 4 hours, I'm like, God damn, I want to speak my native language again.
Yeah,
it's fucking exhausting. And like first dates are already exhausting. Like we talk about sometimes, I get dating fatigue, bro. They tell me there's some nights where going on another first date just feels like right now, to just like sit down at a restaurant with a girl for 4 hours. Doesn't that just sound like fucking hell?
Yeah.
Like they're fucking exhausting. And then in a foreign language.
I haven't even been approaching. I'm gonna blame it because I'm sick, but it could be that I'm just tired of just.
Are you approached today?
Yeah, and that took a lot of might. It took a lot of might. I approached this chick at the mall right before he approached the last chick he approached. And yeah, my science pressure was so intense, but I had to do it. But man, I was running out of shit to say quick. And it wasn't her fault. It wasn't that she wasn't interested, because she definitely was. It's just I just couldn't think fast enough. When I need my antibiotics, I need my antibiotics, man.
This is kind of another advantage for online. Something I talk about is like when I was with Austin in the mall, it's like I'm super excited. We came from the gym, we're full of endorphins. First day in Manaus, filming, getting content, hanging out, with friends, beautiful girls everywhere, fucking around, silly state, good mood, talkative. It was very easy, very effortless, very seamless to just go in and keep that fun, chatty vibe that I have with Austin as we're recording, as we're vlogging, and project that fun, talkative vibe onto the women. But you can't depend on that all the time. There are going to be times when you're tired, you're underslept, you're alone, you're doing it alone, you're not with friends. You don't have enough time to get in a social state. You've been working all day. So the thing about online is like your profile will do most of the work for you. So you have a really sick social media with, the funny videos I was talking about earlier, great photos, high value activities, etc. It's kind of like the resume works whether you're tired, whether you're happy, whether you're social, whether you're not. And if you kind of get experience at texting girls and you kind of text them all through like a pretty similar funnel and talk about the same topics over and over again and kind of have a somewhat of a copy and paste format or funnel that you use, then again, yeah, you don't have to rely on when you're in a good mood, when you're in a social state, etc. Now that does help even for texting, but it's just kind of an advantage of online, let's say.
You ever heard of the Nomad Consultant?
No, never.
Will has talked about him a couple times.
I thought we were the Nomad Consultants.
Got some good thumbnails.
Yeah, he definitely does. That,
yeah,
like he pushed the limits. Okay, like that is a good thumbnail, but it's like I could have thought of that. I just didn't know YouTube would allow that. Is that allowed? I guess so.
Like these thumbnails make me want to fuck these chicks. Like he should definitely have more views than this.
Yeah, I get scared to post like girls that scantily clad. What Austin Holloman say about FNF?
I didn't say anything. Yeah, $1,000 a month in Portugal, you guys. It's pretty high. I don't have my fundraising energy today. Now, when I was in Paraguay and I wanted to fundraise, you guys remember we did that 10-hour live stream and we fundraised all the way into Bolivia? I smoked 5 cigars and I got drunk. I think that's why y'all donated, because I got drunk.
As an older black expat couple in Lisbon has their own channel.
That would be a good interview. We'll do some stuff like that.
Do you feel like, I know how I feel, but I want to ask you, you feel like 10 days in a city is enough to get good traction?
10 days in a city. So, for example, today is number 8 for me here.
Well,
I would leave, if I was to leave Manaus in 2 days, I would leave knowing that, okay, I got some action. How many chicks did I smash? 3. Smashed 3 chicks. Got a feel for what the city was like, but I don't actually know. Because Sao Paulo was like, okay, it's going to be a little more difficult my first 2 weeks. Chicks are a little bougier here. But by the 4th week, I knew what that shit was about. Mm-hmm. So you can get a feel for it the 10 days. It's long enough for you to get an idea of what's going on. Anything less than 7 days, you can't really judge the dating culture because it's too much of a tourist time zone.
Yeah, I feel like, again, if they just, plopped me down in Cebu or even a smaller city in Philippines, 10 days would be plenty to, take advantage of a lot of good dating opportunities. But again, like Sao Paulo, bro, I don't think I got laid in Sao Paulo for like the first 2 to 3 weeks.
Damn.
It got me, yeah, because
Took me 8 days.
the flaking.
The flaking, yeah, it took
The
me 8
flaking.
days.
Yeah, it was, again, I'm gonna make other excuses, whatever. There were things I was busy with, but like, yeah. And then, it was I had to get used to like the Brazilian flakiness. And like I said, I was coming from Colombia, living in Colombia, where it was just so fucking easy for me. I kind of had to relearn that stuff. And someone said, what do we think of Kurt Katz? I mean, he's got a great, huge channel. He does some cool shit. He travels a lot. He seems like a cool guy, I guess.
Yeah, he has good evergreen content. I don't watch it, but I've watched it before a couple of days ago, actually, but I don't watch it consistently. But I am subscribed. Yeah, it took me 8 days. Usually 3 days is what you need in a lot of these places, but Sao Paulo is not one of those places.
Yeah, Sao Paulo is difficult.
It took 8 days, 2 dates versus Manaus. It was my third day. El Salvador was my first day. Rio was my first day. And Recife was my first day. And boy, that first day in Recife was nuts. I could get it X-rated explicit, but I'm not going to do it.
Quick story about Recife. I was in Rio de Janeiro, and my buddy was meeting a little waitress there that he was dating. And then the waitress said, hey, 2 of the other waitresses here think that your 2 friends are cute. One of them was from Recife, and she was just like a 5. She wasn't ugly, but she was nothing right home about. But she's like, yeah, like at work, basically, she took me out of the seat of the bar we were at and like brought me around the corner where there was no cameras and just started making out with me. And then she just goes, beija bom, like you kiss good. And then came back. That's Recife girls for you.
Yeah, they have some nice women and nice mulattoes and white girls in Recife. The tougher dating markets that took me longer to get laid was Santiago, Chile. I think, bro, I was there 12 days. I think, and this sounded like the end of the world, but it took me like 5 or 6 days to get some action, which that's not long. But at that time, bro, I was really getting frustrated. Like, okay. Because it was so many women walking around. I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck? Like,
why do you think it was?
Same thing with Sao Paulo. It's just not as bad as Sao Paulo was just bad, man. Like that flaking was just bad over there.
Yeah. So this is something that I teach in my courses. Is like, yeah, the pretty much a full copy and paste text funnel, which is just not needed for other markets. Other markets, you can just kind of like chat and just say shit. But the thing in like Sao Paulo is like, it can be a lot of places too, not just Sao Paulo, but it's like chat, message, ghost. And again, it doesn't matter if it's online or in person. They're like, well, that's girls online. Dating apps are flaky. They are. But bro, I'm talking about in person too.
Everywhere.
Chat, back and forth, ghost.
You remember that black chick? Well, Goose claimed she wasn't black. But you remember that black chick, and I put her in a group chat, and you were like, Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
The one with the gray pants? Where's this motherfucker at? Let me see.
But yeah, I do remember
this chick
taking the Lord's name in vain. Yeah.
So I met her working at a restaurant. She doesn't look as good on this photo, but that one she can get it big time.
Oh yeah.
I remember meeting her at the restaurant, and she had been peeping me out for days from a distance because I used to eat at the restaurant across the street, but I could see it. Remember, I'm a hawk. I could see. Nobody else will be able to see it, but I could see that shit from far away. And I'm like, I think she's looking at me. So I was like, today I'm going to go eat at her restaurant. So I ate at her restaurant, and she gave me that look again. I was like, I fucking knew it. So I ate my food, and I approached her. I don't ever, when I'm going to places that I might frequent, I don't approach until I get ready to leave. Because I fucked up too many times walking straight in and getting on her, and this is a place I'll be at tomorrow. Because I need to look around the room first to see if that's the one I want, and if that's the one that really wants me. So I approached her when I left, and she literally held my hand the entire time we were talking. So she held my hand for like a good 50, 60 seconds. So I took that as like, she has to be interested. She's been looking at me across the street, and she just held my hand for damn near 60 seconds. So he said, show the picture to the class. So I asked her when I was talking to her, so like, where do you like to, what do you like to do in Sao Paulo? I like to go to the park. Bitches in Sao Paulo say they like to go to the park. I'm starting to think they're lying about this shit because I haven't been able to take one to the park. But she said she likes to go to the park. So I was like, okay, well, we can go. Are you gonna go to? We're gonna go to the park together. I essentially told her that. Of course, I said it smoother than that. But I insinuated with her that we're gonna go to the park together. She's like, yeah, most definitely, most definitely. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna text you. When are you free? She said Sunday. Okay, I said, but I'm leaving Monday. Like, because if I see you Sunday, you need to fuck. It's because I'm not going to. No, I was leaving Sunday. She wanted to meet Saturday. Got those days wrong. No, it's not happening. So then I text her and she was kind of dry. Then I pulled the Instagram trick on her. Do you have Instagram? Yeah. Okay, let me send you mine first. So I sent it to her. This influencer shit works when it comes to this. Now all of a sudden you're such a beautiful black man. I can't go back and recite the messages because I deleted it. I don't want that motherfucker to ever talk to me again because she annoyed me doing this shit. But you're such a beautiful black man, and she was really saying like, we're definitely gonna make this happen. We're gonna make this happen and make sure you see. Because I was telling like, yeah, I can't leave Sao Paulo without seeing you, and no, I'm not gonna let that happen either. The bitch did let it happen. So I was like, well, you know what? You should just come over right now. Cause she was getting like really sexual. I didn't do that. She did that. I was like, you should just come over right now. When? Today? I want to. It's like, yeah, come over right now. I just finished working. No, I can't do it. I'll do it after I get out of work tomorrow. When bitches in Sao Paulo, in my experience, when they say that tomorrow shit, it's usually a fucking lie. You know what I'm talking about? They say that shit. They say, oh, tomorrow. Tomorrow never fucking comes. So the next day, she's like, yeah, I get off work at like fucking 5 or something, right? So who is this?
I gotta tell the troll account.
This guy Austin said he slept with you in his live stream. I don't even know your name.
Who is that? The girl? Which one is that?
This is the one that I told you I met. That I've never spoken to in person, but we seen each other at the club this weekend.
I don't know.
I hope she's not calling me a clown.
Yeah. So some random. How did they even get her Instagram?
I'm telling you, these losers go through my followers.
So let's explain to them what just happened. So
a chick that I didn't even meet in person.
Uh-huh.
I seen her. I guess she's seen me too, obviously. And one of you motherfuckers watching apparently reached out to her with a fake Instagram and said, that Austin guy said he slept with you in his live stream. LOL. She said, are you kidding? She sent the photo to me and then she sent the clown emoji. And I mean, I don't give a fuck, first of all.
How did they find her Instagram?
But the thing is, they found her Instagram because they go through my followers.
Oh, no, they don't.
They go through my followers.
No, they don't.
I bet you, because look, if you go to my followers right here.
They just systematically message your recent followers in the case they fuck your shit up.
Yeah, so they go to people that I recently followed, I guess, right? And they see, oh, Austin's in Manaus. So you can see that she's towards the top. I just met her. So they click, and they're just shooting in the dark. Let's see,
Yeah.
because they don't know that
Every
they
girl.
don't know that I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
met
yeah,
her.
yeah.
They don't know where I met her at.
So I think with the blue check, they shouldn't be able to see all your followers. They can see some of them, but I know with the blue check, it hides all of them. But yeah, I probably would show the most recent ones, which would be the ones they could do the most damage on. That's what I'm saying. You need a separate Instagram for dating, bro. And this could be making your flake rate even higher with like certain high value chicks and stuff. Yeah, I think you're crazy to use your main account for. It's one of these things where, like, if you just like upload a photo here and there, like, it's a bitch, it's annoying, it'll look fake for at least the first 4 or 5 months, but after that, it is really beneficial to have a second Instagram.
Yeah, I just gotta.
So then you can post more receipts on your first. You can post you and more girls.
I just
got
gotta. I just gotta start giving it down though.
Yeah,
that's my issue. The reason why I give girls my Instagram where I have other girls on there is because I don't be giving them like.
But you could maybe sleep with more of them too, just by because again, no girl wants to like see receipts with other girls, but I don't know.
She said, I said, why would I said, why would I say that? She said, I don't know. Well, then don't send me this shit.
Be like, I wouldn't be so like standoffish. I would be like,
yeah, you got to help me because I'm very standoffish.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, either you're going to talk to me or not.
I would say like, well, you have to understand when you're an influencer, you have a lot of trolls and haters that
I'm gonna say I'm an influencer.
Yeah.
And of course they would want to mess up my options with such a queen like you.
Don't say that. But just say, hey, this is normal. I have a lot of random haters because I'm famous on the internet and they're just trolling you to try to, mess things up. Matter of fact, I had an incident where basically, long story short, let's just not even go to the details, but some girls found out, they found my red pill, my dating coach Instagram where I was showing receipts, and I showed receipts of them, and they didn't like being showed as a receipt. And it was a girl that I was dating, beautiful. Before I had to take the story down, if any of you guys saw this girl, one of the best asses I've ever seen. Describe this girl's ass, Austin. I mean, this
Which one?
The one that I took to the beach.
It was very wide, well fed.
But anyway,
it was nice. Sir, go ahead, Casey, and then we're gonna go ahead, and then I gotta address this silly comment.
No, that's it.
Not giving a fuck is just lazy, bro. Make the second account, which is already made. I just don't use it. Equivalent to going to the gym, even if you don't feel like it. Yeah, bullshit. The gym is diet, discipline. All I'm doing is reposting photos on a new Instagram and giving it time. You would get more pussy if you put that work in. The only thing is, like, for example, another reason for example, Casey has 2, right?
Bro, I have.
But his shit just got exposed here in Manaus.
I have like 15 Instagram accounts. I have 3 in Portuguese, 3 in Spanish, 1 red pill, 1 original one. So I guess that's 8. Actually, no, I have 8. But yeah, you never know when one's going to get deleted. It's nice to have backups. You can have multiple virtual assistants working multiple accounts across different cities, different markets, hoes in different area codes. And it's just one of these things where, like, your audience wants to see receipts. Your audience wants to see you getting down and dirty. There you go. There's a second Instagram.
Yeah, it's Ashton. It's hard for me to lie though.
With their accent, the way they say Austin, it's all like they're saying Ashton.
It's hard for me to lie though about like my Instagram.
My point is just do what Casey is saying rather than saying the reason why you won't is because you don't care. Why not stack the deck in your favor?
That's not what I said. It's just the thing is, I really don't give a fuck. You must be new to this channel. Have you not seen the shit I say online? Do I give off energy like I give a damn about what people think, including you, sir? But I can post more photos. I mean, I got a lot of photos on there already.
Yeah, you do.
I got 32.
I would put in the work. I would get some followers there. What you can do too is I don't know if you want to do this to the main Austin Holloman one, but if you have too many followers in between accounts, it'll start to recommend like when they follow one account.
I remember you telling me that.
But you can turn that off. But again, I don't know if you want to turn off. You may be throwing away a lot of followers, like legit followers. Like if you take the blue check Austin Holloman one, and you turn off the setting to appear as a suggested account, you may lose some like organic follower growth. But at least the ones that follow the other account won't find the other one.
Yeah, I guess part of the reason, because I'm reading these silly ass comments, part of the reason that I don't give a fuck is because I'm comparing usually when I'm basing these assumptions I make up about I guess we didn't call them assumptions, but these things that I believe about women is based off of shit that I learned in the States. So whenever I think about when did I start getting more pussy? When I started posting that other women like me online, bitches came out of the woodworks. Whenever I was in Dallas and I was telling chicks like, "Oh no, you the only one I talked to," them bitches was disappearing when I said that. But when I started showing them and I started getting that mindset, no, look, I'm going to Portugal this week. I'm gonna be fucking whether if you like it or not. Bitches started giving me pussy. I don't know if it's because they knew what they was getting into and that I wasn't lying to them.
Is this in the States or
this is worldwide? Now in the States, then none of that shit worked.
Yeah,
either
States, it's like I feel like you being a challenge and more of a fuckboy and creating competition helps a lot more in the States than it does here. There's always a small percentage of girls that's gonna be like, "Oh, he has other girls. That's a fun challenge. I want the fuckboy," but overall, like a proper social proof shot for me is like you, your buddy, and then like a girl or two at the other end, but you're like not near them.
Yeah, you should have asked me why I don't give a fuck. You should ask me that. It's good to ask questions. Practice asking questions. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll post some more stuff on my Instagram, but because Jason told me to do that, Delane told me to do that. I've had like 10 people tell me to make a second Instagram, but like,
yeah, and this is what I was telling. If our mutual friend had done this, I would never have been exposed in Manaus. That's why, right? Yeah. Fuck. I mean, it's whatever. Honest mistakes will happen, but basically a mutual friend gave his Instagram out to girls and then tagged my red pill one from the Instagram he was giving out to girls. And then all these girls go to my Instagram, see the receipts, see themselves posted as a receipt. I'm going to wait a bit and I'm going to repost all the stories of my receipts because I feel like if you're going to learn from a dating coach, I mean, they should get bad bitches. They should be fucking the type of girls that you wish you had, and it's unfortunate I had to temporarily take a lot of my receipts down, but I'll post them again. I'll wait 6 months, block everybody. They'll forget about me and just repost them.
I don't even know who these bitches are.
Did she respond back yet, or?
I'm following too many people. They're all women.
Yeah, that's the problem. I got to tell my virtual assistant to unfollow a lot of the girls. It is funny, like they do keep comparing me to Floyd, bro.
I stopped reading this chat 10 minutes ago. These motherfuckers are just saying stupid shit at this point.
3:22. What do y'all wants to talk about? We're gonna end it. So I'm getting a little bit. I can't go on much longer. We'll talk about one more topic if you guys have something interesting. I got a text my Venezuelan girl that I met here in Colombia, who actually won a little beauty pageant in Brazil. She's petite, but she's got ass. She won like little like. Actually, I'm gonna stop talking. Some motherfucker will look for her. Who are the most recent beauty patch winners and beauty pageant winners in this? Did you hit the chick from the mall? Let's just say yes.
That part.
Casey, you only need Instagram for friends. Oh, well, yeah, I like to make a lot of friends. What do you think about the dude saying being black is just hard dating? I don't understand the question, but we went through this. Like, if your race is the problem in your market, it'll be very obvious, and you won't know anybody that's your color who's an exception. Like, I could go with tall, good-looking guys to South Korea. Black guys, it won't matter. But for the most part, it's the least important thing.
So you think I should run an ad on this new account?
You want to have it like look real. So here's the thing: if you don't mind, well, actually, the last thing you want is for. Does anybody know this from like your audience? Does your haters know that? Okay, so turn off this one as a suggestion, which you can only do on desktop. I'll show you. Yeah, you can't do it on mobile. Weird as fuck. You cannot do it on mobile. You'll turn this one off as appearing as a suggestion. If any haters ever get it, you'll block them, change the name, whatever. And you'll get followers over time. We can buy you like whatever. We'll talk about this more. We want to get you up to about 150 real followers. If you just follow girls and like unfollow them over time, you'll have like 150 to 200 real followers. And again, it's more the content that they see than like how many followers you have. I mean, case in point, like my Instagrams don't have a lot of followers, and like we can just buy like 500 fake followers, and that's it. People can't really tell your followers are fake if you go light. I think when you buy like 10K fake followers, like okay, they're fake, but like
to post a picture with the dolphin.
Yeah, but I would do like I never post shit straight from the camera. I always do like a little face app filter, fix lighting,
A little
stuff.
editing.
Yeah, I always do a little bit of touch up.
Okay.
But yeah, I wouldn't post any selfies either.
Okay. Yeah, we get this motherfucker out of the chat. That's all this dude do is talk shit.
We're sitting around rejected.
Who's this chick talking about you want to meet me? She says, I messaged her on the 12th of July.
Yeah,
I mean
these fucking
June.
girls, dog.
This is a Sao Paulo. This is a Paulista girl. For more proof, I messaged her on the 12th of June. She just texted me back today, talking about you're handsome. That shit don't matter anymore. Thank you, but it does. I was in town.
Day late, $1 short.
This was 3 weeks ago when I reached out to you.
Casey sounds just as vain as the women on Instagram. Well, put it this way. Men who are not shallow and superficial about looks and women are in cope. They may say, I'm not vain. I like fat, ugly chicks. That's good.
She said, okay.
I'm not vain. I like fat, ugly women. Okay, when you go to pornography websites and you look at corn, what type of women do you touch yourself to? Probably beautiful women. Very few people touch themselves to ugly bitches. In your heart of hearts, it's not being vain. You were programmed in your DNA to like beautiful women. Any man who says otherwise is fucking coping. And good luck being in a long-term relationship with an ugly girl you're not attracted to. See how long, again, you feel the love and the, what do you call it? the butterflies, the feelings of wanting to die for her, protect her. If you're not strongly physically attracted to her, then it's like a vitamin deficiency. Okay, you go 1 or 2 days without your vitamin C, your vitamin D. Okay, no problems. 3 days, 4 weeks, 10 weeks, 4 years. Eventually, you get fucking scurvy. And you can only put it off for so long. Anybody could fuck a 5 or a 6 when they're really horny and haven't had sex in a while. That's why they call it the post-nut clarity. That's why Lil Wayne said, as soon as I come to my senses. For you to not get tired of her, she got to be bad. Bad to you. Fortunately for Casey, he's a white American. Oh, let's not do this again. Casey, looks aren't subjective, though. You got to admit. Oh, looks are subjective, though. Yeah, looks are subjective, to a point. I mean, I could post girls that nobody in the chat, the biggest hater, wouldn't rate less than well, actually, let's try it. I'll post a receipt. You guys rate her.
They said, "Is that a hound dog in the background?"
What do you?
I wasn't even paying attention to that
Oh.
dog.
All right. Rate this girl in the chat. Let me turn off the sound. Hold on, let me put it up here. Rate this girl. Lawyer, speaks English, Brazilian, from Salvador. Made a lot of content with her. Done a lot of things with this girl, actually. Things my mother wouldn't approve of me talking about here. But this is what I mean. Looks are subjective. Not everyone likes big booty brown women. I get that. Cool. But like, even if you don't like big booty brown girls, she's universally like beautiful. Like anybody would say that's I met her on Instagram. She's from Salvador Bahia. Yeah, okay, yeah. Video King said 6. This is the same guy who said I had zero benefit from going on the largest men's podcast in the world. 8.9, 8.5. This is what I mean, right? Like to me, I basically rated her a 10. Maybe a 9. Honestly, I give the extra like personal point because I like know her, the bias point, right? Everybody gives their own girl like 1 point of bias, so maybe she's a 9. I gave her a 10, but I'm hearing 8.9, 8.5, 10, 10, 7. Someone rated her a 6. Anyway, just my point being is like anyone who's not being a troll could never rate, again, even if you like skinny white girls, you would have to acknowledge that she's beautiful. 8, 9. So this is what I mean. Like, yes, like if I liked a girl that was like put it this way, I don't mind girls that are like, actually these days I kind of do, but let's say the old case, I used to not even mind when girls were like slightly chubby, beautiful face, young, clear skin, nice pearly white smile, long hair, luscious, delicious, big booty girl, but like a little bit chubby. Even like today, like that like wouldn't bother me, but like that would be the example of like, I guess what you're saying, right? Where like beauty is subjective. A lot of guys would not mind a thick girl that just, she could tighten up just a little bit, admittedly. But that doesn't mean you should go for full blown fat chicks. I think I made my point. Like there's.
Okay, so this new Instagram just need to put some more I'm putting this shit. One like.
I hear Swedish girls have big ass. That girl looked better than most women yell smashing in the States. Dudes just be showing, yeah, well, of course. That girl in America only dating millionaires. Yeah, probably. But no, I didn't do OnlyFans content. What I'm just saying is like I've done a lot of content with her. Not a lot, actually. I think I just did 2 videos with her. One where like I interviewed her about like why of all the hordes and legions of men that DM her on Instagram, why did she answer me? And then one piece where we talked about like the crazy DM she gets. Like, I mean, everything you can imagine. Like guys like I'll pay you 10 grand a week to talk to me twice a week for 30 minutes and send feet pictures. Like, of course she would get a DM like that. And it's a legit offer, believe you me. And then when I say I've done other things with her that my mother wouldn't want me to talk about, I think you can read between the lines there. I mean, I fornicated with her.
All right, y'all. It's probably time we get off this live.
Yeah, let's do it. I think we're running out of strength here, dog. We all got hosed to text.
This month, she says, when I wake up, I'm gonna take a remedy.
Like a medication, yeah, like a pill.
Remedy.
It's medicine.
Remedy for what? What the hell's wrong with her?
Her feet look though. That's
What they sure?
what'd you say?
What they try?
I'm gonna lie down.
She ain't talking about shit.
How her feet look, I don't pay attention to feet. I mean, all I can say is like she didn't have bad feet. Like I would probably notice if she had like caveman feet, but like normal feet, I don't know. I'm not a foot fetish guy. F the haters. Casey, keep doing. Yeah, no, I'm used to it, bro. Like
They said time to pay for box. All right, y'all. Cause y'all ain't talking about shit either, man.
Casey, they only mess with you because of your money, bud. No sexual desire. Yeah, I'm not like a wealthy guy. Like I'm sorry to break it to you. Like I don't have a lot of money. I'm getting by, but like so now what? Now what do you have to say? D Nation 92.
This dude asks us every fucking live stream, what's the mission or goal here? What's the fucking goal behind me asking you that?
All right. Peace out, y'all.